Hello, welcome everybody for some Tuesday Night Legacy, where we semi-professionally attempt to tell you things about Magic and show you Magic being played.
Those are the things that we do.
Also semi-professionally. Who's already here? Who's excited for some Tuesday Night Legacy? We've got 5 people in chat.
Pick me.
Jorgensen's here. He's excited. Either that or he just jumps in to say hi and then he leaves. One or the other.
I'm pretty sure he's just jumping in to make sure that Brian and I made it back.
Ooh.
He's like, maybe the stream will improve now that they're gone.
Right, right. Brian and a few of you went down, right?
Oh man, there were like over 20 people that from Utah that went down.
Down to Phoenix.
There was a ton of people. Yeah, a lot of recognizable faces. But yeah, we had a group of 6 of us.
Excellent.
And, yeah, it was a lot of fun.
6 people in one car, all the way down to Phoenix.
We took 2 cars.
Oh.
Once I saw that there were going to be 6 people in a car, I talked to my friend and I was like, yeah, let's separate from them. So we did.
So we have 4 rounds of Magic to show you guys. We have 22 players. Josh Snow walked in right at last minute. He's been on a tear. He told me he's something like he's a significant number of undefeated wins in a row between Modern and Legacy. So we'll see if he ends up at the top tables tonight, or if because I said something out loud that completely destroys him and he just goes 0-4. Ryan, it looks to be maybe that's some Eldrazi.
Eldrazi post. It looks
some
like
Eldrazi versus one Eldrazi.
One of them.
One in Brian's food chain list versus
Brian's
more
is
than
eternal.
one. Yeah, well, right. So, yeah. We're gonna let's fix our round timer that's about to tick down here.
Oh, it is.
We had a countdown going for 5 minutes. We started just a little bit early. So some of these players are actually getting prepped for MB Hackberg, hi. No, he has Eternal Scourge. That's an Eldrazi. Some of these players are actually prepping for Seattle coming up here in a couple weeks for a GP Seattle.
Not even that. We're leaving on Tuesday. Is what we're doing because Wednesday we're gonna be at Mox Boarding House,
right?
Doing their 5K.
Yeah.
So here we go. We get to get started. Brian's
Magic
doing his thing.
Why come to AZ? That's too many single letters that make no sense. MB Hackberg. I don't understand.
I think he's wondering why he didn't go to Arizona.
Oh, that spelling things out is hard, right?
I'm just a detective of sorts.
Hey, here's a Chalice of the Void
that
Brian doesn't really care about.
Yeah, not only that, but this comes down on turn 2. Like, he's already got his Deathrite Shaman in play. His entire combo doesn't care about 1-drops.
Nope.
I mean, it does keep him from doing some brainstormy things, but
we are all registered for the 5K. Yes, I'm registered.
I want to say Brian got me registered.
I think so. Brian's registered. I'm not sure how many of us are registered for it, but yes.
If I'm not registered, then I guess I won't play in it. But
okay, so Brian went turn 1 Deathrite, turn 2 Trinket Mage into a Walking Ballista. So he might have a food chain and be pretty close to going off. He might not. Look at those cool Deathrite Shamans. Man, they look really pretty in hand.
I really like them.
They look okay on camera. You can't really tell what's going on, but I was thinking of doing an entire deck that way.
Really?
Darkened like that. Or at least many of them. MD's regged for it.
Cool.
Oh, Chalice on 1 again. Also, not really doing
much.
Yeah.
He didn't have a 3rd land. This is really strange because I think most Eldrazi posts run, I don't know, 25, 26 land.
It looks like he has a Voltaic Key in his hand too, which he can't play. So if you're a combo player and your opponent goes turn 2 Chalice of the Void and then they go turn 3 no land Chalice of the Void, do you feel pretty good about comboing off in the near future?
Not as a combo player, but Brian's
about to combo off right
Brian's got a different kind of combo deck.
So that's game.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, food chain lets you exile a creature and you gain +1 mana, right?
Yeah, so you gain mana of any color +1
towards only towards creatures, and
Yeah.
and you have to exile a creature to do it. So Mist Hollow Griffin you can cast from exile, thus gaining infinite mana. He has a Walking Ballista in hand, and he has an infinitely large Walking Ballista.
Yeah, and to clarify, you get one plus the mana of the creature you sacked, right?
Yeah. So that's exactly what you want to do and normally you're doing that through some sort of disruption or counter magic or he didn't see any of that.
No. Nope, Ryan's not going to interact too much with this. He really wants to just pump out a lot of mana and start putting pressure on Brian as soon as possible. You know, hopefully he can get something like I don't know, an Oblivion Sower down early to try to hit like a big Eldrazi fast, right? Yeah. Just something like that.
Yeah. If he ramps quick enough and goes quick enough, sure, easily. Food chain can take a little while.
It can.
He had to have the food chain in hand. He had to also have the Mist Hollow Griffin there.
And one thing I really like about food chain is that it is a combo deck, but also it has the ability to just kind of value and mid range out, which I don't think most combo decks can do. So it's unique in that way. It doesn't have to combo to win.
Right. Yep. So Brian often wins just by attacking with 3/3 flyers, which is really good in Legacy.
Yep.
Especially
what happens when you don't have the Walking Ballista?
Jay Winter says it depends on the combo. Yeah,
it does.
Right. Like a Chalice on 1 against Show and Tell usually feels pretty good.
Usually,
because it hurts them from setting up. I think even if Brian hadn't been able to play that Death Rat Shaman, he would have been just fine.
A Chalice on 1 against Storm. That's the one where you're gonna get them pretty good. They probably only have a couple things in their entire deck that could do something about that.
Alurin doesn't have to combo to win.
They don't, but I don't know. Is Alurin even?
He said it with that tone of voice.
Yeah,
right, that's what he said. I heard it in MB Hackwork.
But Kyer, what about this deck?
Yeah, look at the way he wrote that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't use any single letters to
explain
so you
could
all
read
of his words.
Oh, that was really nice of him.
MD Hackworth says, "Where are we going for dinner?" in the Discord chat.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wasn't invited to dinner. And then I heard nothing for like 2 days. It went silent. You guys were having apparently a really good dinner.
They did. I didn't.
Aw, you missed out on dinner?
No. Well, I missed out on dinner with everybody else. I had family down there, so
that makes sense.
Me and Trace spent some time with them. They were awesome.
Brian's going to Mulligan, and so will Ryan. They're both playing with orange sleeves. Maybe they switched decks.
That's what I would do. It's more exciting that way.
Oh, Brian's going to go to 5. You missed out on an epic dinner.
I know,
too.
that's what Brian said. Brian said the dinner was amazing.
Tell me while we're watching this shuffling, real quick recap. How did the GP go for you?
I started off pretty well. I think I was 3-1, and then I lost my next one, and then I lost my next one. So like it was a good start, and then just kind of fell apart after that. Or no, I didn't lose my next one, but I went 4-3, and I didn't play my last round. So
okay,
you have to go 6-2 or higher.
Yeah,
to make day 2. So I got my 3rd loss, and I left. However, I did play in a 3-round double up event for Legacy, and I 3-0'd it with Jund.
I have no idea what that is.
Basically, it's just a double prize.
Oh, okay.
Tournament.
Brian's going to go down to 4, I think, in Legacy. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If you mold a 4, you automatically lose.
Yes. Yes.
Regardless of what deck you're playing.
I had an opponent on Enchantress actually mulligan out of the game and had to concede before we played anything in game 3.
They mold to what?
They mold to 0.
Yeah?
Well, like you mold a 1, and then he looks at it and he just looked at his 1 card and he was like, I'll concede.
Wow.
Yep. I had never had that happen in any format ever before.
Scheduled event prize ×2. A double up. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what he said.
Yeah. So I did really well in that event. Jund felt great. I even had somebody across from me like telling me, yeah, Jund's not really that good right now. And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm aware, you know, I'm aware that it's not really all that great.
It made quarterfinals, didn't it?
Well, not Legacy. That was a modern.
Here's a turn 1 ponder. Hey, we're actually playing Magic.
Yep.
Brian has very few cards in hand. Ryan starts out with a City of Traders into a Monolith.
That seems pretty good.
So he has access to 7 mana next turn if he's got another Soul Land. I'm not sure what he has in hand. see what happens. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm way excited.
I think Brian, as long as he gets to have a chance, he's absolutely happy with mowing down to 4.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna mull heavily, this is probably the matchup to do it. Now, the fact that there hasn't been a chalice, that's pretty much all Brian could ever want on a mull to 4, right?
Maybe he's at 5. Maybe he's mulled to 5 here.
Maybe.
Looking at, he's got 4 in hand now, so yeah. But he keeps the cards on top. Ooh, Sorcerer's Spyglass. We get to see the very few cards in Brian's hand.
Oh, this is gonna name Verdant Catacombs.
That's rude. See, a Baleful Strix, a Manipulate Fate, kind of the draw 5 card, or draw 4 card in Food Chain. A Verdant Catacombs, and one more thing. Something else.
Ooh.
Smash some reality.
Yep. So City of Traders goes by, and oh man, Force of Will's off the top. He would have liked to have that before.
So now Brian needs land, and he needs to get down his Baleful Strix so that he can block the Smasher before he dies to it.
Yeah.
And he's got some time because Ryan now only has a temple, Eldrazi Temple.
So the fact that we are seeing this Verdant Catacombs get...
He played it and then pulled it back real quick.
Oh, okay.
It's like, no, I don't want
it first.
I don't want to play this card that I don't get to actually activate properly.
Yeah. The fact that he played it, I kind of thought for a sec that that maybe the Sorcerer's Spyglass was actually naming Walking Ballista, but yeah, it looks like Brian's gonna win, or Brian's gonna lose here in a moment. Brian's gonna smash some reality.
We get to Strix.
There's Strix.
That's also a altered Strix, if you're curious.
A Bryce felt original.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Do you call it original when you
get
like
heavily inspired by another artist?
Style it off of another artist?
I don't know. I don't know what you call that. I don't know how many people do that.
I don't know. Wow, Abrupt Decay, and then he's going to crack both fetches.
Ooh,
so
going down
he's got to Manipulate Fate to play right now.
3 life is pretty much the same as 5 life when you're playing against Eldrazi. Doesn't matter.
Yep, and he's going to go get all of his 2 Griffins and an Eternal Scourge. And he was telling me that you have some ideas for some altars for these.
Yeah,
he showed me the Miss Hollow Griffins one. And he goes, Kyra, which one should I pick? And I think I picked the best one.
That's good. You should pick the best one. In fact, I think I told him to do the worst one.
Pick this one. It's terrible. No.
It's fascinating the way I do altars, these legacy altars, is because I take and I make something look really cool digitally, and then I attempt to make that happen in reality, and it's never quite the same. So it's kind of I set myself up for a challenge. So the mock-ups that I showed him, it's like, don't get too excited. Hold on. It's just going to feel like that, not necessarily be that good.
Oh boy. Is the Thought Knot Seer?
It takes a food chain away.
And
he's got a Trinket Mage. It can block.
He's going to need to top deck a food chain, though, isn't he?
Any brews today?
I've got 22 people. I'm sure there's something out there.
Well, so we have Nate in here in house. I think he's playing Esper Mentor. That isn't really a brew, but it's pretty new to the legacy scene.
We've seen Esper Mentor decks before, but I don't think they've ever really been like a high tier or anything.
Right. And there's some other things going on, but I don't know what everybody's playing in house today. We have I got here a little too late to ask everybody.
Manipulate Fate number 2.
So here, Manipulate Fate just takes out like another Manipulate Fate and other cards that Brian doesn't want to draw. He'll take the last Mistral Griffin as well, probably.
Fetch lands. Oh yeah, Verdant Catacombs. I don't know why he's taking out Verdant Catacombs because he killed the Sorcerer's Spyglass, though, right?
Yeah, he's just taking stuff he doesn't want to draw there.
Sure.
He'd rather draw a duel than a fetch when he's at 2 life.
So he just takes out 2 2 fetches and the third Missile Griffin.
And he still gets to cantrip.
Looking to draw that that food chain.
His Trinket Mage went and got a Walking Ballista. So he's got a Ballista in hand, a Trinket Mage to block 1 time unless Ryan has a Smasher. He doesn't have a Smasher.
Yeah,
he's got an Endbringer.
An
Guess what
Endbringer.
that does?
It brings the end.
It brings the end. Aptly named.
Foiled out in white border duels. Yep.
Yep. Those are revised. 3rd edition.
I don't see a problem with that.
It's true. Going to foreign black border, you have to really like foreign cards.
Yeah.
Right? I think they look pretty cool. But
Ryan likes them fine. But...
or you have to go to beta, and that's expensive.
Brian's the type of guy who would rather build more decks than like upgrade his revised duels, right?
We've got a Deathrat Shaman. We've got a Gurmag Angler, and we get to cast a Eternal Scourge. I think Brian's just dead. Doesn't Endbringer just kill?
Yeah,
it just pings twice, and
he
you
should
win.
die on his upkeep.
Yeah. All right. Brian goes to 1. Dink.
Pass turn.
So still, this is kind of impressive that if it wasn't for Thought-Knot Seer, Brian would have had it.
Yeah.
He would have been there on a mold of 5.
Not bad. I don't think Ryan had the most explosive hand either, but first weekend of April. That's right. Yeah, I'm getting set.
He can Deathrat Shaman in response. That's true. He can. He can stay alive for 1 more turn.
Brian and Bryce and I, we will all be there. And I want to say Patrick and Tim are coming too.
Yeah, we have quite a few people from Salt Lake that are making the trip.
Heading up to play some Legacy. Not that you're counting. 16 days, but no big deal.
I was going to attempt to alter out some of my Legacy deck, but I've been so undecided on what I was going to play that I haven't done it.
Have you decided now?
No, I'm still bouncing between 2.
Well, you have 16 days, says Hackbert.
Yeah, but then Brian said, "Hey, I'd like to get all these cards altered." I'm like, there goes my there goes my own cards that I was going to do.
What's everybody going to play? I think I'm going to play Jund. Brian's going to play Food Chain. I'm not sure if Patrick's going to play Standard or Legacy. Everybody will give him crap if he plays Standard. But he'd play Turbo Depths.
So Brian attacks with the Eternal Scourge. It gets blocked off of Thought-Knot Seer. And then Brian runs out Walking Ballista for 1, or for 2, and pings the Thought-Knot Seer and draws a card. I'm probably going to do either Grixis Delver or maybe Esper Mentor. I think it's a similar enough style of deck that I think I could pick it up cold and be alright.
Yeah.
I may play a little bit on Magic Online and get more familiar with it. So he didn't draw. Yeah, I think he did. I think that card in his hand right there in front of him is his draw off Thought-Knot Seer. Or did he already have that? Did he miss a draw trigger? Dun dun dun. So excited. You guys excited? I'm excited. That wasn't very exciting.
Couldn't Endbringer just win right now? Like, what's
he's left up mana for Deathrite Shaman to gain 2 life.
Right. So he's just going to attack, or he's just pinging? Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
He goes to 2 life. It's Brian's upkeep. He draws a card, and it's... So now he doesn't have the option of drawing Food Chain and winning. You can't pump Food Chain infinitely. You can only cast an arbitrarily large one.
Yeah. If the mana can only be used to cast a creature, you cannot pump it into one.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't ping at the end of turn there. That was weird. MD Hackberg, there was a drum roll. It was really long that we weren't hearing. And the end of the drum roll was Dark Depths.
Yep.
MD Hackbert will be playing ... 6 minutes later, Dark Depths.
Dark Depths.
That's kind of a weird card to play by itself, but
That is a weird card to play by
I
itself.
mean, I guess maybe he's going to ramp into trying to take off counters.
Maybe there are no other cards in his deck.
Yeah, just Dark Depths.
Yep. Register 1 card deck.
Is he going to be playing lands or Turbo Depths?
I don't know. Maybe a concoction they figured out. Okay, here's a Kozilek the Great Distortion. So then you draw cards until you have 7 cards in your hand when you cast it. No biggie.
And then something else about countering something. I don't think I've ever read that card all the way through.
You can discard a card to counter a spell with equal mana costs to the card you discarded.
Yep, I still didn't hear you. I don't own a Tabernacle, if that helps.
Turbo decks.
Or a Tabernacle-less lands build.
Whoa, that sounds like a completely different deck.
Difficult to say. I feel like we're just drawing out this game absolutely pointlessly, but maybe I'm wrong.
As long as Ryan has a 3-drop in hand and Brian continues to not find food chain, then
Must be Maverick. Yep. He's playing Knight of the Reliquary.
Yep, it's Maverick.
Uh-huh.
1 Dark Depths equals Maverick.
Yep.
Good call, Jordan.
Ooh, Pithing Needle. Pithing Needle.
Pithing Needle. So this
Everybody at home, do it together. Pithing Needle.
the Pithing Needle.
If you're in public, you don't have to.
Okay. So that's gonna name Endbringer. No more bringing the end. Can you even deal with a Menace 12/12 though?
No. Can you
Not
deal with
really.
an All Is Dust?
No. Eternal Scourge is still around.
Smash. Haha, he blocked.
Yeah.
Take that. All right.
Got him.
We tie it up. 1-1. Just as I how is Needle being cast? I wasn't paying attention. Why? Was there wasn't a Chalice on 1 this time? Is that what you're asking? That was
I think
time.
there was.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
I thought there was too.
he just cast a Voltaic Cake. Yeah.
He probably just let it. He's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Chalice was last game.
I think I had one, but maybe I'm wrong. Alright, what's going on our other table? Let's find out. Look, nothing.
We've got TJ versus Ray. Ray's playing probably lands. TJ's probably playing 4-color or Soul Tie. Oh.
Usually a Soul Tie control build. And then Ray's almost always on lands.
And we get to watch them mulligan. Or, I always say that. We get to watch them sideboard.
Well, should we watch these guys sideboard or should we watch?
Let's watch the other game that doesn't need a sideboard anymore. So Bren's going to be on the play. I'd like to say he's advantaged.
I think so.
We saw Chalice's stay in. Does Eldrazi have anything else to bring in? It has Spyglass, obviously.
Yeah, he wants to name Walking Ballista. Brian's talked about this a lot. Like whenever he's playing Food Chain, there's always a player, like every tournament that he plays in, that tries to Pithing Needle or Sorcerer's Spyglass or like Phyrexian, or I guess Phyrexian Rayboker works, but one of those two, they'll try to name Food Chain with it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work that way. It's a mana ability.
All right. Opening hands. Opening 7. Buy you into Tutsies.
Whoa. Yeah, he's gonna have a lot of mana this game. So I don't think I would touch this this Grim Monolith. Ryan's gonna have all the mana he needs. Interesting. I think I would have taken a threat. How's it going, Siggy?
PCG. That's where we
us.
are. Huh.
Yeah.
He's talking to us. That's weird.
That is weird.
He's in our chat room talking to us. Look, a 1-mana Baleful Strix. Not
Totally
really.
works
Oh,
that way.
There it is. Shortcutting.
Yeah, I think I would have taken the Endbringer or the Ugin. I mean, Ryan's gonna have a million mana no matter what. So maybe this slows him down a little bit.
Yeah, instead of turn 3, it takes until turn 4 before you can cast either of those, right?
Okay. On turn 3, you have 6 mana. If you take the Endbringer, then just leaves him on an Ugin. I'm not sure.
I would have to rev up for Kyoto as well. That sounds far away.
It does.
There's a 2-mana spell off of a Cloud Post. It's a Revoker.
So this can name Food Chain.
Well, everything can name Food Chain, but it
Yes,
affects.
but this actually does something to Food Chain.
Brainstorm. Foil Mercadian Mask Brainstorm.
The biggie.
It's cute.
Oh, we get to talk about the Jace spellbook today.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
I did. I've already altered a card digitally to make it look better. It was
You're
quick and
ready,
dirty.
huh?
I could show you guys if you're curious.
I think it's really cool. From what I've seen,
I think
like most of the cards I'll probably want for the cube.
there's enough people that are anti-Jace though, that having Jace's face on every card is kind of meh.
I think they're pretty good.
I would have liked it if some of the cards were more ambiguous, like Jace's cowl but not his face, and something happening around him instead of, hey look, it's Jace's face on every card.
Yeah.
Whoa. Black Red Hollow One can go die in a dumpster fire.
Wow.
According to Siggy. That's strong.
I mean, it probably could.
If there was a dumpster fire and you threw
I
Hollow
don't-
One into it, probably be dead.
I don't doubt that is true. So we've got a Force of Will. This is going to pitch Baleful Strix. Going to get rid of Endbringer, but next turn he's facing down Ugin plus who knows what else. It's going to be a ton of mana next turn. 4, 8, 12, 13 mana.
Maybe he has
That's just what we know about?
Another counterspell. That's just what we know about. He might have hidden mana.
Whoa, in those 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll get a third hidden card. And he's going to use it to beat Brian.
Land number 4. Walking Ballista for 1. So yeah, that Revoker kind of stopping things here.
Yeah.
Brian has a Food Chain in hand. He had a Ballista in hand, but he has to put out this Ballista, to kill the Revoker.
Yes.
Whoa. They were your only match losses at Phoenix. Did you only play them one time? Because then you had a really good record.
Mm-hmm. I lost to 3 different decks in Phoenix.
I went undefeated.
You didn't go. I'm not going to let you feel that good about it.
Looks like Ryan has Ugin 2 and a Grim Monolith. Tap 2 lands, cast an Ugin. That feels fair.
I like the way that Brian's done this, though. He cast Gurmag Angler. This is, the Ugin would have to -7 to take care of this. And if he does, then that's fine because, he would wipe the board. Ballista would take care of, oh, yep, there we go. And this is going to be a completely wiped board, I think. I fully expect this. Ugin number 2? Wow. Yeah. Bolt Walking Ballista. Ballista's going to take care of Phyrexian Revoker. And now... Yep, here's a Miss Hollow Griffin. He needs to find a Walking Ballista now.
Yeah, I think you kill the Griffin. You just get to... He exiled it instead of shooting it?
He minused?
I guess so. But that's probably enough right there. So, when you have a bajillion mana, you can win the game if you're Eldrazi Post.
It's kind of what they needed to do.
Haha! Deathrite Shaman. He must have minus there instead of. I think the correct thing there is to +3 or to bolt it, right?
Okay,
it
so
just goes to graveyard.
this is super funny. If Brian actually mills over like another Miss Hollow Griffin or whatever, if he top decks a Ballista, I think he can still win.
No, because the Deathrite Shaman's gonna die. Yeah. Adds the Bomberman combo into Food Chain. I think it's one or the other, but I like it. I like it, HC Fox.
I mean, it sounds like something Brian would do.
We need a appropriate dice on the Ugin. Yeah, that is. There are appropriate dice right next to those players.
I think this game's over though.
And it's much more fun when we have absolutely no idea what he did. He's adding drama. Come on, MD Hackbert. There's a handshake. Eldrazi Post wins. See, at the beginning of the stream, I said something about being semi-professional. That dice brings us down to the semi-level.
There you go. And even Brian was using his own dice. And he's an owner.
Right? Right? If only somebody who was like in charge of the stream. Yeah.
Or at the table to make sure he
right
would do
there.
that. Yeah, if only.
Okay, so we're jumping next door, next to these guys, where we see Ray playing. Yeah, he's playing lands. Okay, for a moment there it looked like Turbo Depths, but it's just lands. So we're definitely in game 2 or 3.
Yeah, it looks
This
like
is probably
game
3.
Looks like TJ is going first, so I would Ray won last game at least. We know that.
How do you put him on going first?
I don't know. Maybe because of how many lands.
There's a lot of things that have been played in this game.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to figure it out. Going, wait a minute.
I did not see the graveyards. There's like a ton of stuff.
I think it's 1-1.
Yeah, probably.
MD Hackbert, have fun at dinner. Another dinner that I'm not invited to. I'm keeping track now.
So you're making this the best Monday ever. Nice.
Well done. Way to convince yourself of an untruth. I like it. All right, so lands. If I'm playing Sultai, if I'm playing Delver, I always feel like I'm going to lose to lands. If you're Sultai control,
I don't think it would feel all that different.
It doesn't get much better. Maybe a little bit.
You don't have good pressure,
right?
So I wouldn't feel too confident with this matchup if I were TJ.
Huh? I see how you guys are. I see how they are.
Yep,
that's how they are.
They're just rude. That's how they are.
I see what's going on.
Lands
doesn't really care much about Leovold. If you wasteland and Ghost Quarter enough, then sure. But so it looks like, to catch you guys up on what I'm figuring out here, we've had a whole bunch of cards exiled. There's
double surgical extraction. It looks like.
I'm not sure how we had 2.
Maybe a Snapcaster Mage. I'm
not seeing the snap, but yeah, we've got Dark Depths exiled and maybe Thespian Stage exiled as well.
That's what it looks like. That'd be kind of strange to hit both of those. Like, you really only need to hit one, right?
Was it just Deathrite Shamans that were able to do it somehow? Or
maybe.
But this looks like it was an interesting beginning of this game.
Seriously. How's it going, Kripamis?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, how do you feel about those people in Phoenix, huh?
I don't know why suddenly it turned so harsh. Whoa. GPs is real life. It would have been fun to come down. I'm sad I missed it.
You really should have. It was a lot of fun.
One GP is hard enough to get away to.
Yeah.
I picked a legacy one over a. What did you guys do?
I don't know, some other weird format.
Yeah, some weird format.
I played Legacy though.
A dice was rolled and some number was rolled. A wasteland goes to the graveyard. This is off of Gamble.
Your favorite card?
Absolutely. Who look? Wasteland was played. Neat. You played 15 rounds of Legacy?
It was sweet.
I hope that was broken up into at least 2 events.
He played a bunch of Steel Stompy, and he was trying to tell me that Steel Stompy was good, and then I told him it was bad, and then that tournament, he just like fell apart and did nothing.
So you're saying you single-handedly ruined him?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
All right, here's a crop rotation that gets Force of Willed. Ouch.
Yeah, it seems like a good thing to force.
Yeah. TJ's going to lose life. We have 15 to 13. I like how the life totals just slowly get moved off of screen. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes not.
Yeah.
You can still cycle at your opponent's turn though, and
it keeps them from wastelanding, and it makes punishing fire like kind of obnoxious to kill the evil. It does stuff.
Now normally you're cycling at odd times to Life of the Realm, right? And so that's a replacement effect, correct? So you could still do that through a Leovold, I believe.
AC Fox, that haiku is amazing.
But most of the cards that he would Life of the Realm for are no longer in play.
Yeah, Capamis, I think it's fine.
Dredge is also a replacement effect, so you can dredge through Leovold as well. Yep.
Wow,
Scooping it up.
I think TJ got this.
Yep. He successfully exiled the cards that mattered. And we'll wait here for just a moment to see if that was game 3 or game 2. Looks like it was game 2.
Game 2. Yeah, you can't just dredge whenever you want. That's true. No, just dredge whenever you want.
Yeah. Is that not what I said? Maybe I said that absolutely wrong. Out loud.
Maybe.
That's one of those things that makes sense in your head, but when you try and put it in words, you say it wrong. I'm not sure. That's what we do here, because we're semi-professionals.
Semi-professionals.
Yeah. What is it if you're, like in the Final Four you have the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, and you have the quarterfinals, and then the semis? Can we be quarter professionals?
We could be Sweet 16 professionals.
Ooh, like a 16th of a professional? That feels about right.
That's probably more accurate. But I don't want people thinking that we're just awful. So let's do the semi-professional.
I'm not sure what semi-quarter. I'm not sure what the 8th word is when you divide it by 8.
I don't know.
Elite. We're the elite professionals. That's what it is.
We're the top 8 pros.
So we get a game 3. I was very wrong that they were on game 3 already. Day 1 drop professionals. Neat.
They made it harder today too. In our defense, I guess.
That is a fun fact, HC Fox. If anybody wants a fun fact, you can read that. That might also be a haiku.
You think so?
I haven't worked that out at all, but I just like to.
He already gave us the haiku for the day, so I don't think he.
Maybe that's the haiku for tomorrow.
You think he saves him up like that?
And then just announces them to his Magic opponent.
Yeah.
Even if he's not playing any of those cards or dredge.
I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm going to turn 1, play an island, and play Ponder. Fun fact, opponent. 3 dredgers in the yard, 3 cards in hand, putting on back, pay no life. Does it resolve?
Fun fact.
Yep. Pretty sure
Haiku for the day.
that's how it works. We got you figured out.
Yeah, we caught him.
Oh, we have seconds more of shuffling and cutting and drawing. It's very exciting.
More mulliganing.
Get that printed on a t-shirt.
Yeah, right? The HC Fox series.
We could have a series of quotes just for HC Fox. That would be all right.
We really could.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be hard to do.
Mox Diamond, turn 1. Here we go.
Mishra's factory in the yard.
He wants no factory workers.
Nope.
Hey, look, MTG Bot is still alive.
Yep.
I didn't know.
Hmm.
Explore gets Force of Willed.
Not a whole lot else you're going to force in this matchup.
Right.
Like, you're either going to hit, like, an exploration, a crop rotation, or gamble, right? Like, I don't think you'd hit much else besides those things. So, I think this is pretty good.
Exploration can cause you to lose very quickly, so it's a good Force of Will target if you're any sort of Force of Will deck versus lands.
It looks like Ray has got a lot of non-lands, though, because his land drop for the turn is Tabernacle. I mean, this could... Yeah, this is... You know, Tabernacle is just not doing much here. There's a Molten Vortex in hand. Here's a Thespian Stage. Alright, so upkeep, I would assume that he's going to pay for Tabernacle. Oh, he's going to use Deathrite to pay for itself. Okay, interesting. So he actually like let it die to Tabernacle, but used the mana to go kill Molten Vortex. Lexical Deathrite would sell like hotcakes. It really would.
So I think that was a miss on the upkeep trigger there. I think TJ would have wanted to pay for it since he had a land in hand. He could have done both. He could have kept his Deathrite alive.
Yeah, I think he could have. I mean, he did get the Tranquil Thicket out from the Molten Vortex.
Oh, is that how it worked?
Yeah.
Did he activate Vortex that way? Okay.
I think he did, which is weird because I think he was going to die to the Tabernacle anyway. Here's a Shelter Thicket cycle, and I'm not sure what this Pithing Needle's on, but it's probably going to be on Thespian Stage, I would assume. Here's an Exploration. This isn't going to do anything at the moment.
I like that. I like it. Everybody goes, why is it? Oh. You'd have way too many people that wouldn't get it. Why is the art sideways? All right. So this has kind of been an interesting interactive game, back and forth. The turn 1 Tabernacle, forcing TJ to lose his pay differently for his Deathrite. It gets eaten by a Molten Vortex, the sideboard card that Ray really wants to bring in versus this deck. Right. TJ sees a Pithing Needle, gets to shut off probably just the Thespian Stage, but it looks like we've got Ghost Quarter, which TJ might have 2 basics in his deck.
Since he's playing 3-color, I would assume he would. But he can pay for this True Name Nemesis. Yeah, setting that there to kind of remind himself it's going to stay tapped to keep it alive. Great Ninja, thank you for the subscription. We've got a new hero. Thank you so much.
That was from who?
Pirate Ninja.
Oh, right on. I saw the 8. Chill comes
Should we
down.
keep it like that? Should we keep saying Pirate, or should we just say Pirate? Thanks, Pirate Ninja. Appreciate it.
HC Fox? Probably not.
And a bird's parrot. Feet sticking out of its mouth. How would you make it? How would you make that clear? see those feet coming out of the mouth? Definitely, birds of paradise could not be any bird. It would be 3 feet sticking out if it was suntail hawk. So you can eliminate that. Found it. Why did MTG bot just say that?
It didn't work. He tried to add hype, saying found it, but MTG bot isn't subscribed. Look what you guys did. You made me super distracted. Why chill? I guess you don't have anything else to bring in. I'm kind of surprised by the chill.
Chill only does something if they're gonna try to win with Punishing Fire.
Yeah.
It does do something against Punishing Fire, but nothing else, right? The Molten Vortex already out of the deck. Okay, we've got a Ghost Quarter activation. TJ definitely has a basic. He's going straight for a swamp here.
HC Fox, I can put some scribbles on a Deathrite with some color, and then you can explain it to people. Perfect. Absolutely. Done.
Deathrite already doesn't make sense.
Yeah, there's red cards that get hit.
Oh yeah,
I'm just kind of surprised that it.
They don't usually have a hard time casting Gamble though.
I wonder if you have it in your sideboard, do you bring it in? Probably. Okay. Two more lands, a Ghost Quarter and a Grove of the Burnwillows.
Well, TJ knows that multiple cycle lands just came back from the graveyard, so this is going to be a little obnoxious to get a Deathrite to actually do what it needs to.
It's Cameron.
It's Cameron.
I haven't met Cameron. Cameron, nice to meet you. Well done.
Cameron went down to Phoenix with us. An excellent person.
Way to subscribe. You are the only subscriber today that I'm
aware of,
proud of.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I subscribed. I resubbed today.
I wasn't aware.
And Evil Beard did too.
I think I need to. Guys, if you want to, there's this neat thing that you can do.
Whoa!
Where you have Amazon Prime, because everybody's got that, right?
Everyone.
And you just go in and it's really simple. You link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, and then you don't see any ads.
Genius.
On anything, and then you can subscribe for free once per month. And if you want to, you can subscribe here because we don't have any subscribers, and it'd be nice to have more. I mean, if you want.
If you want.
It'd be cool. It's cool because then your name appears,
mm-hmm.
and you become a hero.
You have access to one entire emote. Look at that!
Downright, you did the thing. Look at that.
Anonymous. Thank you so much.
It doesn't use your name. That's awesome. I just put it as anonymous.
Yeah.
Some of you get to have your name on the thing.
That could be there. That could be their name. Oh yeah. That's funny.
That's awesome. It put you as anonymous. I like it.
Why did it put you as anonymous? That is so funny.
Well done. Now you have a found it emote for when we search for his content.
Thank you so much.
That is awesome.
It is a lot of Ghost Quarters. You made Cameron feel loved.
It does that on every stream ever. Yeah, you found it.
he's like, look.
All right, guys. We have 23. We have one more subscriber than we do players playing Legacy
in the
tonight.
event. That's good.
If we get to 25, I will give you a high five.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do it.
If we get two more subscribers on stream, high five.
I actually like high fives. So this works for everybody.
I have no idea where we're at in this game now. We're Life of the Loaming. TJ's completely out of lands and everything, so he was unable to pay for his tabernacle. It's pretty much game very much over.
Yeah, the Pithing Needle's still on Thespian stage as far as I'm aware, but I'm not sure why you would dredge if you're looking for like a K-grip.
Ray could just slowly tick down, melt the ice counters if he wanted to.
He definitely can.
He's going kind of into turbo mode here, so we might be pretty close to time of the round or past it. I didn't actually hear a ding, which I normally can hear. Yeah, we should be past time of the round, so you can. He's trying to go quick. He's trying to get lots of lands out.
He's trying to show that he can win, and it's pretty clear that he's going to. However, if you can't get there, it wouldn't surprise me if.
No. Needle is definitely not in Ghost Quarter because Ghost Quarter's
Ghost Quarter's killed his entire mana base. Never mind. Yeah, all the basics in the graveyard, Ghost Quartered.
Yeah. So while we're watching this speed through time warp match that it looks like it is, I don't know if I've mentioned on Tuesdays that Paragon's got some interesting events scheduled for this year.
They do.
There's a 2K, a Legacy 2K, correct? And a team constructed event, so Legacy, Modern, and Standard.
That's at the end of the year, I believe.
And
So we're gonna have 1K plus events every month for the rest of the year, I think, or starting. Sorry, I'm looking at something.
Anyway, if you guys want to check the events on Paragon City's Facebook page, that's where you would go to see. Some of them might be worth coming to.
Yeah, I see a team constructed, a unified standard, a modern 2K, a legacy 1.5 is what it says, and then a standard 2K, and then a team constructed. These are all going to be big events.
Yeah.
And it looks like we've got there's another legacy one on December 1st. So, holy cow.
Yep.
Huge events coming up.
We'll probably have streams for most of those.
Yes.
Which means I'll be streaming while playing in them simultaneously.
Yeah, you get to do that. Now that you've mentioned that, I'm like, oh man, I'm probably gonna have to be the streamer for the standard and modern ones. It hurts. All right, we're just gonna use Wasteland now.
It's unfair to those who play it. Yes. Very unfair. Yeah. It's the what was that card? It's a green card. It costs like 2, and it does this weird thing. That's the unfair one.
Oh, the one that like draws 3 cards and you can continue to cast it.
Yeah, draws 3 cards and you just get to keep getting it back. You guys remember that one?
Oh, something about life.
If you play this card, you suck at life. Is that what it? Okay, guys, no. Good try.
Close.
From Weatherlight.
It was close.
Yeah, everybody. Yep, so unfair. Yep, especially when you combine it with there was an elephant and a worm way back then that you used them with a combination. Rogue elephant and what was the worm? Summer Bloom. Oh, 3 edition. Yeah, there was something about 3 cost 2. Yeah, that one. That one. Summer Bloom. It gets banned in things.
Yeah, that's the one.
Remember the Prosperity Bloom decks? That wasn't the Bloom we're talking about.
So good, it's banned in Modern.
Our chat is great.
Everybody just jumps in.
Harvest Worm.
Oh, Harvest Worm.
Yeah.
Wait, is Harvest Worm 2 mana?
No, that was the worm I was talking about.
That worm.
Busted with Guy's blessing.
Isn't there a worm that you can cast from your deck when you search your deck?
Yeah, it costs like 19 or something.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Or just 9, but you know.
A lot. Enough that it is only played.
That was the worm I was thinking
in Against the Odds.
That was the worm I was thinking of.
No, not that one. That wasn't Weatherlight.
That was
way more recent. We're talking about Weatherlight combos here.
Oh, sorry.
Guy's blessing Harvest Worm and Rogue Elephant. Look it up.
Worm.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
It's 7 mana.
Jorgensen. Yeah, it says 19. See right there.
Oh, sorry.
This is okay. We're on turn 3. Okay, I see a dice now. Glacial Worm Terminus control deck will be a deck. I'm gonna wait. He said just you wait, so I'm going to.
Okay.
We had a Song of the Dryads, so TJ has a forest.
Yep.
That's neat.
And it'll get ghost quartered. So he gets to ghost quarter his Pithing Needle.
He could Thespian stage, copying Pithing Needle. All right. I'm pretty sure Ray gets that one 2-1.
So. Yeah.
So that's going to be the end of round 1 of Legacy. I'm going to real quick see what other decks we have in-house.
Okay.
Be right back.
I'll talk about the spell book without you.
Perfect.
Let's see here. I had it pulled up for a minute. I'm sure most people have seen this by now. But yeah, so there's going to be, I believe, 8 cards in this. The MSRP on them is $20, I believe. And then you get some kind of cool art, interesting borders type things with some Jace art. And it was funny because Bryce is complaining about having Jace's face. Just like, he's not even like doing much. I guess this one he is, but just kind of a different picture of Jace for each of these cards. Is this an FTV? This is what's replacing FTV. And what's cool about these is only one of the cards out of the 8 will be foil, and it will be a random one. So you know, the people who want this type of thing in foil can get a foil, but I think a lot of people are going to be pretty happy to see that most of these cards are not, especially Legacy people. They found a way to do $20 booster packs. Well, I mean, $20 for these 8 cards I think is pretty good. You know, like, you get a Jace Bellerin, Mystical Tutor's pretty sweet, Threads of Disloyalty, kind of cool. The Brainstorm I actually think is really, really good looking.
So if you guys want to jump in our Discord, if you haven't, can we show them a link to our Discord real quick? Yeah. Yep. And then yeah. And then we're gonna, you're showing everybody how to get into Discord.
Oh, okay.
Pull this over here. Okay. Yes.
This one. Where do I need to go into this? Invite people.
Copy. Paste.
Oh my.
There's so many things you gotta do. Ha. Yeah.
Ha!
Discord. Oh, Jorgensen beat us. So I posted an upgrade, a quick and dirty upgrade to the Brainstorm in there.
We'll see. Oh, that's right. I saw this one. I like it a lot.
I think it would look phenomenally better, actually. And that was pretty quick. So this Discord, if you guys aren't part of it, I don't know why you wouldn't be. We just talk about all sorts of things, often legacy related, sometimes GP related if we're all going, whatever. You guys used it as a way to communicate back and forth while you were in. There's all sorts of, ooh, look at what MD Hackberg got.
He got a sweet print of Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah. Ooh,
wow.
Downright way to join. Look at this. Subscribed and joined the Discord.
Yeah.
I am impressed. You're one of our followers. Yeah. Yeah. That's all you got to do. Just subscribe and join Discord.
Oh my goodness.
That's all you got to do. All right, we have players sitting down.
Do we really?
Yeah. Round 2
that fast?
Round 2 is going.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Ryan and got
Oh, he didn't give us names.
Go yell at him. Go yell at him.
It's Drew versus. Ryan versus Paul. Drew versus
John.
John. Hold on.
Drew. Do I know this person?
Drew, yeah, you know Drew. He often plays Storm Chaser Mage in Modern and foreign cards. He's playing Maverick today. Drew's on Maverick.
Let's watch this. See what's going on.
And then
I want to say John is the person who's been bringing Death Shadow.
they play Chill in Utah.
There you
right?
go.
There was a foil, 7th edition foil thing, Chill. 6th edition, whatever that foil is.
I think it's the 6th edition
It's
classic.
the weird, yeah, it's the weird Judge or whatever.
It's kind of like an F and M promo, I think. Something similar.
All right, so our time is a little off.
I can fix that.
We don't know exactly what it is, but we're at.
Let's just say they started a minute ago.
Yeah, just make it up.
I'm gonna make it up. Probably pretty close to that, actually. Let's try that.
Yeah,
Ha.
that's probably pretty close. We'll gives us an idea.
I wanted to talk more about these 8 cards. I think they're sweet, but mostly because I kind of want them for my cube.
Yeah.
I think like 5 of them are in the cube, and I'm like, which ones do I like better than the ones I have now? You know?
From Dismember to Darker Ritual, #Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow. Did you ever see the movie about a snail that could go really fast? Had another snail or another, I don't know, it's been a while. I have kids. White Shadow.
White Shadow?
Yeah. That's what he's playing. He's playing Shadow. It's called Turbo.
Turbo?
It was a fast snail.
Wow.
Raced in NASCAR. Yeah. It's a good time. Oh, Birds of Paradise got dazed. Man, I did not expect that.
So does this land that Drew has, does this look like a normal forest to you?
It looks really dry.
Does it?
Yeah. Or like an advertisement, like a dry advertisement.
It taps for mana like a forest does.
A
Like a
dry,
basic forest
a
does.
dry ad. Dry ad. No.
Is it like a Tide ad?
It's a dryad.
It's a dry ad?
Yeah.
What's it adding?
I got nothing, guys. Nothing. That was the best one yet.
There's a 2/2 on the board.
Oh, look at that thing. And the Dryad Arbor got wastelanded. Look at all these cards that have been played, and only 2 are in play. It's very exciting. Whoa, things are flipping over, and
Yep.
numbers are changing, and oh my goodness. He's at 9. Whoa.
It's hard to do.
Yeah. So the Death Shadow, the Death Shadow's current life is 4.
Yes. 13 minus their life total.
I did that math very quickly.
That was impressive.
Yeah. I wonder what Death's life is at. You know what Death Shadow's power toughness is, but what's that?
I don't know.
Delver Secrets flips over to a card that I didn't even get to see it happen so quickly. Did you see what it flipped to?
I did not.
Happened really fast. And
Something gives me a feeling that Drew's just not in a good position, though. I think this will end here in about 2 turns.
so wait, when you have no lands in play and you're facing down more than 7 damage per turn, you're not in a good spot?
I think so.
Oh.
Well, I am in my semi-professional opinion.
I'm not a mathematician either,
You're not.
but I think you're correct. That forest is clearly green. What? Wait, what forest? You mean the really dry one that was an advertisement?
I think it was just a forest. I'm kind of surprised. Like, how did it get wastelanded? You know? I'm a little confused about that.
Basically, it wasn't basic. Attack for a bunch. 7 plus 2. Carry the 1. 9.
9.
Yeah. Oh, he scooped up his cards. We didn't get to see anything else. All right, let's see what's happening at our other table. At our other table, we have Paul playing lands.
As he is known to do.
Versus, who did I say? Ryan versus playing Eldrazi. So we have the same Eldrazi deck. He gets to King of the Hill it here and stay where he's at by random pairings. And their match is also already over. Either that or they've been shuffling for a very long time.
I vote shuffling around for a long time.
One of these guys won game 1 very quickly. By ending that fast, it could be either deck. Lands can win that fast if it gets a god hand. Eldrazi can also win that fast.
Look at that modern mana base, so beautiful.
Right?
I don't know if I'd call it beautiful. It's something. It's something.
They're not Expedition Shocks. They're not OG original Ravnica Shocks. They were maybe they were actually. Maybe they're Ravnica Watery Graves. I think they were.
They might have been.
Well,
the Shadow's proven that it's not just an awful deck in Legacy, which is kind of sweet. It's definitely a unique strategy.
Yeah,
most Legacies.
It's a 1-mana creature that's bigger than a Goyf often, and so it works.
Usually, the only deck that I see that can deal that much damage to themselves are like the ancient tomb decks.
Yeah,
you know, they'll deal themselves 2 damage for the first 4 turns, but they also win. So
yeah, Legacy likes to cast 1-mana spells.
Can't send in the shock troopers without the shock lands. Good point, Fox. Good point.
I want to see a shock land, shock trooper deck from you now, HC Fox. Let's get that going. It's like a 4-mana card that has haste or something. I don't know. It's like a bad ball lightning or a good ball lightning. Or...
Is that the red-white one?
Uh-huh.
It's like a.
It does something else that nobody cares about.
I think it's like lifelink trample.
It probably was reprinted 4 times and everybody went, oh. So, while we're waiting here, which card from the spellbook is your favorite?
I vote. Well, okay, just my favorite in general, or which ones do I like more than their originals, or I don't know.
Sure. Yes. Whatever.
Because I don't really like the Gifts Ungiven art original, so I like this one a lot more. Mystical Tutor, I feel the same way about. I don't really care for the original art.
Do we have the other ones here?
There's an arrow.
Oh,
I love the negate.
The
negate is really cool, and the counterspell we've had before.
Yep.
But I don't think it looked nearly this gorgeous, and it'll be the first time this counterspell art has been in foil, which will look great. I think the Blue Elemental Blast is also the best.
So the foiling is curious to me. We're gonna jump back here to table 2.
There you go.
So we don't miss anything. But so you get you get 8 cards.
Yes.
And then you have 1 additional card. Could be any of them. Randomly as foil.
Oh, it's an additional card? I missed that.
Yeah, you automatically get all 8. And then you get a second one of randomly that's foil.
Man, I'm gonna want to buy like 4 of these.
But they didn't say if it's from the vault foiling or if it's normal printing foiling.
I hope it's normal printing foiling.
Right?
Please, Wizards, don't kill us. Do one thing right.
But the foils could be pretty expensive because they're going to be rare.
These are $20 though, and there's a foil in every single one of them.
Yeah, but sometimes it's going to be a card you don't want,
like a Blue Elemental. Well, no, that would be
the blast is pretty sweet.
I don't think any of these are bad foils to get though.
Yeah, The Threads of Disloyalty just got reprinted at a lower
like,
rarity,
meh.
and it was just a
That's probably the one that I wouldn't care for.
yeah.
Not
But he's got
cute,
thread
but
things.
it's really cool looking. Like the brainstorm is probably going to be pretty sought after. Like one of the ones I want the least is the J Spellerin. I have a Lorwyn foil J Spellerin.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. Like I don't feel like I need this one more, but I like the Mystical Tutor better than the FTV one I have, and same with I feel the same way about Gifts Ungiven.
All right, Drew gets off a Thoughtseize. This is game 2. John, game 1. You want to update that quick?
Yeah.
And he missed. He gets a doubler. I'm sorry, he didn't miss. We saw a lot of lands. Ooh, we get to see both players' hands. So exciting. Perfect information. Knight of the Reliquary, Scavenging Ooze, Green Sun Zenith, a Mom, and a Tropical Island. Look at those Tropical Islands. Tropical Island and Bayou that are foreign black border probablys.
Probablys.
You can't tell from here, though. They're beta. For all we know. They're beta. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
They're not beta.
They might be.
They could be beta.
He likes foreign cards, so they're probably foreign.
Probably.
In fact, every card there might be foreign. You really can't top art in the featuring Ivory Tower in the background and referencing flavor text. Is Ivory Tower there in the background? Or are you saying in a different Mystical Tutor there is?
Meh. Yeah, I don't care for the original Mystical Tutor art. I think this one's really cool. I like the Blue Elemental Blast like a lot more than the other ones as well.
Yep.
Like this is what I mean though. Like I'd be happy with pretty much any of these foils. Like Threads of Disloyalty is like the only one that I'd be like, eh. Like I'd even be happy with the Negate, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, the Negate's pretty cool.
It's really cool. I'm sure some standard player would love it. Trade it off.
I don't know if you guys get some brainstorms and you want them altered to look as sweet as I put in the Discord. I can do that for you. It wouldn't be that hard to make it better.
I will probably buy multiple of these though. I like them.
Green Sun Zenith gets dazed. Zzd.
Dazed.
Zzd. It's like being tased.
It's not like that.
It is just like it.
No, it never resolves.
Drew is stuttering right now because he was dazed.
You don't know that. You don't know Drew.
I don't. Well, kind of I do. 3 Dread of Night and a Massacre? Whoa. Whoa, that's some sideboard HC Fox.
Bonus points for Murmuring Boss.
Scavenging Ooze comes down. He doesn't have the white mana for neither Reliquary or Mom. Right. Scavenging Ooze away the Delaware Secrets. John just passes the turn, obviously. Oh, there's some white mana. I don't actually know how bad this deck is versus white meanie.
I don't either.
I haven't played that matchup.
Sounds like Fox has.
He's like, haha, White Knight, block.
It's miserable.
Knight of the Reliquary.
Reliquary?
Yeah.
That's a good card. The question is it big enough to dodge stuff like Dismember?
It has a REL value of query.
Mm.
Yep. Is it big enough to dodge Dismember? I don't think.
There are no lands in the graveyard.
Not right now, no.
The chances one will be there while there's 2 Deathbright on the board. I'm guessing pretty close to 0. This is a 2/2 with some toolbox utility.
Yep. Drew, I just asked him briefly. He's not playing Dark Depths.
Okay.
We're not going to be darking any depths tonight.
No darkening depths.
We did that enough last match.
And this match, we have another lands
yeah.
deck in our feature match area.
Even though we didn't actually get to see any Dark Depths.
No.
We might Dark Depths.
We might.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere.
Okay.
I wasn't talking to chat. I was talking to Bryce.
Oh, I will. I'm going to stay here and look at these cards.
Oh, okay.
I haven't even read all the flavor text. Is there some
The
good flavor
brainstorm
text
one
on
is like the best one.
this?
Brian and I were reading them. We liked most of them.
It should have somehow factored in fetching afterwards.
Yeah.
I have a plan. Actually, I have 3 and a fetch land and a shuffle effect or something like that. And a response. Mother of Rune Stalia is really annoying, and Mirian is otherwise unkillable if you're playing the shadow deck. Those cards are white. I see what you did. Yep.
Whoa. I actually have a one of my roommates has never owned a legacy deck, and while we were in Phoenix, he made the decision to build Death and Taxes because he felt like it was a lot cheaper and kind of a deck up his alley. So he started building that.
It is tax season, so that makes sense.
It is.
Yep. It's a forest.
Yeah, it's just a forest.
I think they are 4 and black border duels,
4 and black border,
which are getting quite pricey.
You can tell if there are bordifies on it. They are definitely not bordified cards. Man, the bordifies look just terrible.
Yeah. Cute idea. Horrible execution.
Yeah. Our store ran out of perfect fits on like Thursday before we left or whatever. And so we were looking at what we would, put on his Jund deck or whatever, and he looks over and he's like, "Oh, look. There are these Bortify perfect fits," and he was going to put them on with the Bortify on the front. And I go over to him, I'm like, "What are you doing?" I had to take him out of the sleeve and make sure the Bortify was on the back.
Yeah.
I'm like, ugh, Brian.
Argothian, we did not have a Friday stream. We missed last Friday.
We did.
Yep. There was enough people down in Arizona in the GP and I wanted to get in a little bit of testing and some legacy, so we missed it. You are not just blind.
And this next week might be rough too. We'll see what we can do for you guys to make sure we have a stream on Tuesday and Friday, but I want to say we leave Tuesday to go to Seattle, and that's Bryce, me, and Brian. So there's a good chance that we will not have a stream on Tuesday and maybe Friday. We'll keep you guys posted, but that won't be a regular thing.
Well, you mean I don't get to have chat helping me out during a GP? I can't have an open stream and chat responding to my every play decision.
Have you run that idea by a judge?
Nope.
No. Okay. All right. Let's ask a judge and then we'll.
I would definitely play worse even if I had help.
Yeah.
No, you should not have done that.
Oh crap! Dang it, delay.
That'd be kind of an interesting experiment.
It really would.
2 Night of the Reliquaries.
Reliquary.
Yes.
Yeah, Seattle on Tuesday because the 5K at Mock Sporting House is on Wednesday, so I think we're driving up Tuesday.
Yep, I'm getting in late Tuesday night. I think you guys are picking up.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
And then, of course, we will be there for the Grand Prix. Super, super excited for that. Is that this next Tuesday, right? Or is it the Tuesday after? I can't dates right now.
It's not next Tuesday. It's the next Tuesday. It's the first week in April. We still have
this coming Tuesday and Friday. We're good.
Yep.
But it's the next week that we might be a little inconsistent with our stream.
Yeah. You guys are going to be watching the GP anyway, so don't. It's all right. It's all right.
We'll basically be streaming anyway, even
or you'll all be there.
Yeah, or you'll all be there.
It might be everyone in chat might be going to Seattle.
My goal is to meet 5 new people from our chat. That's my goal in Seattle.
Okay.
I just barely made that goal.
That's a good goal. So if you guys would just put a name tag on with your Twitch chat name, so we can find you, that'd be great.
nah, just come find me, and then don't tell me your name, and just like act like you know me, and
Geyer,
then I'll be like, I
how
have
you
no
doing?
idea who you are.
Oh, I
but-
have that happen here in store.
Oh, really?
People come up to me and act like they know me, and
Yeah.
they're carrying on a conversation with me as if I was just talking to them yesterday, which I was. I just have no idea.
They just,
that-
yeah, we just haven't made the connection from face
Yeah.
to screen name.
Mhm.
Pretty funny.
Death Shadow gets blocked by a forest. Just what you thought was going to happen
Yep.
in Legacy today. There is a game also being played while we're having this conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I completely missed that.
John's at 6 life. Drew has some 4/4 knights and some other runes, so he's in a good spot.
Not quite. Death Rights can take these lands at any time. They're virtual 2/2s.
Okay, we'll see what happens. I haven't been paying attention.
I mean, Mother of Ruins is definitely helping out, but
Great Whaler says, "I wish."
you wish you were in Seattle? Well, stop wishing and just like come to Seattle. Problem solved.
Yeah, HC Box. There's actual cards in play that affect the game. I get you.
Thinks he's so
All right.
smart.
Here's 4 mana from Drew. He's gonna green sun for 3, and John says, "Okay."
I'm not sure what he's going to go for. So, because of Deathrite Shaman, it's not going to be like a Ramanep Excavator. It does look like he has blue in the deck, so this could be a Leovold. What else for 3 mana? It could just be a 3rd Knight of the Reliquary. I'm really not sure what he's going to get. Maybe he just tapped out because he wasn't sure either. He just wanted to visualize and make sure that
I'm gonna go get something.
yeah.
It's not a Mirren Crusader. It's a knight. That's what he's pulled to the front.
Oh, I think it's better than the other options that I just said. So another interesting option could be Scrib Ranger.
Knight number 3. All the 2/2s. He wants to start sacking some lands and putting some pressure on.
Yeah, he's not going to keep up with these Deathbright Shamans for very long. He really needs to draw into something like a Swords to Plowshares. Because if he could get a Swords to Plowshares in play, then you know he can get enough lands to stick in the graveyard through 1 Deathbright Shaman, but 2 is much more difficult. Landfall, dude. Oh, you're thinking Tireless Tracker? Not all of these decks play Tireless Tracker, but you're right. I actually think that would have been the choice if there was one.
Mm-hmm.
Good call, Jello.
So he eats the Dryad Arbor as a creature, gaining some life. He eats a Plains just to eat a Plains. And sure enough, the Deathrat Shamans made the knights smaller. Somebody said that would happen. Alright, so John's at 8. All he needs to do is get one of these knights big enough, and then he can just give it protection and it's unblockable. For now, they're going to be on blocking duty. We just saw a shadow deck gain life.
And this is why you need to spam Dread of Night in shadow decks.
Is this why?
I don't know, but Fox said so, and I've stated this before on stream. I just do whatever Fox tells me to do.
You play with 10 of them. Because that's spamming.
10? That sounds like
Night.
spamming. I think I'd raise my hand and say judge if my opponent played their fifth Dread of Night.
Dread of Night, yeah, probably.
Without a Snapcaster Mage or something to bring one back. Fifth actual card copy.
It looks like John is activating his Deathrat Shaman sorcery speed and eating the Thoughtseize,
Okay.
which is kind of weird, but okay.
I agree. That is very strange.
I'm not sure why there, especially since Drew can sacrifice 2 lands.
So what's this card on the top? Is it a Scavenging Ooze?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a Scooze. That was an early play.
Okay.
All right. Sacking some lands. Here we go. Those 2. Go away. Go find 2 new ones.
He can make... You don't like this attack?
Yeah, he didn't like the attack either.
Yeah.
He thought about it. Pulled it back.
I actually think that John could potentially die this turn.
Yeah, I think that Death Red activation was incorrect. Drew gets to get some fetch lands, so he puts quite a few more lands in the graveyard.
Yeah.
His knights currently are now 6/6s minus the current Death Red, so potential 5/5s. But he can sack 2 lands, make the other knight unblockable, and that should... yeah, if they're fetch lands, that should do it. In fact, I'm not sure why Drew didn't get more fetch lands right there. Oh, okay. He fetched and got... Yeah. That's correct. So, yeah, I think the play here is, yep, sacrifice some more lands. Make one of your knight quite a bit bigger. It'll put it out of dismember range. And Mother of Runes will be able to give it protection.
Would it be exactly an 8/8 though? Okay.
I thought he would have just gotten fetch lands there, but okay. Maybe he's lower on them.
He could be out.
Or low on fetchable targets.
Yeah.
So you don't actually need... okay. He could have waited and attacked and wasted his own stuff, but I don't think he needs to. So here's a exactly 8.
It might be more.
With 1 extra land. So is it a...
Wait,
a
are there 8 lands in the graveyard? Yeah, 8 lands. So it's 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this should be it.
There we go. Drew ties it up with some Knight of the Harries.
You're getting better at it. Alright, and look, our other match is already over.
Lands versus Eldrazi is finished.
You
guys didn't even get to see how it transpired.
Do you think they'd rather be watching this match or the other one?
What do you guys think, chat? What do you think? This one?
This one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's really a clean board state.
It really is.
It's simplistic magic.
Not a lot to follow.
No, well, yeah, we can't call it wrong, right? We don't miss anything. No activations that.
100% we won't have to go out there and be like, "Yo, fix this."
Yo, that's what we do when we go out there, guys. We're like, "Hey, stop. Fix whatever you did."
Hey, you know that
Chat
thing
said
that
something.
you did wrong?
Chat said you drew an extra card.
Which means you must have.
Well, if this game finishes up in under 20 minutes, I will show you guys some altars.
Woohoo!
Because I've posted a bunch, and they're fun, I guess. Every stream, just about every stream that I show off some altars, I get somebody that messages me later the next day saying, "Hey, I saw your altars. Could you do this for me?" So I'm gonna keep showing them because apparently people like to see them.
Yeah. I like to see them, and I've already seen them on ball. Like I have your page liked, so I can see them, and then also I'll get like texts in our little group that's like, "Hey, did these?" And me and Brian are like oohing and awing over them.
You get to see them even sooner. I went back into the altars archives this last week and pulled out a bunch of tests and stuff that I've done. So there's a whole bunch of variety that normally I have like 1 to show.
Yeah.
I got quite a bit to show you guys.
I actually saw somebody in playing Legacy while I was in Phoenix that had like the whole pretend masterpiece thing.
Oh yeah.
And right off the bat, I could tell they weren't yours.
Oh.
And right off the bat, I could tell that they could have been done better. But they were done in gold, and that's how I knew that they weren't
Okay.
yours.
So, well, some of them are foil peels. Some people have started to do that with them.
Foil peels with them.
But then they look really similar. So,
Yeah.
all right, turn 1. It's a Delver.
Delver
Ooh.
Secrets. Yeah.
Wasteland from Drew. Not probably what you wanted to do there, but ooh, he reveals a Stifle. So, okay.
That's interesting.
Here's a quick 3 damage.
I think there's going to be another land from John.
Probably.
It's got something here. Delta.
It's polluted.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that Wasteland does not look good. It's not making me think that Drew has all that good of a hand for this match. Or for this third game, I should say.
Never reveal Stifle with Delver. Never. I think in this one instance, when your opponent has just gone turn 1 Wasteland, you want to flip to Delver as early as possible.
I agree.
I think you're just fine revealing your Stifle.
No, he had lands. I don't know if I would have Wastelanded on turn 1. I think that's really risky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's always the scenarios where they just don't have another land, and you're like, yeah, got him good. But I don't like putting all my eggs in that basket.
So Delver number 2 does not flip over.
It was probably another Stifle.
And you never hear.
And you never
reveal. Attack with a Delver. Brainstorm gets to stack things up so this other Delver will flip. And Drew really wants to play Pyroclasm. Or what's the card that decks play? Black, and creatures get -1. That wouldn't do it here. He wants to play.
I don't know.
Wow. What kills multiple creatures in Maverick?
I think they might have a Toxic Deluge somewhere in there. 75.
Toxic Deluge. That would probably do the trick. Brainstorm finds land number 3 for John, Verdant Catacombs. And now we die to Wasteland number 2. He's got Stifle.
He does. He has Stifle. Although he would, to Stifle, he'd have to shuffle the top of his deck, which he more than likely has set up for Delver to flip. I think. Oh yeah.
Phew! Found land. Yeah, he's got another fetch land in hand as
I
well.
think he does. That's why I thought it was so strange that he Wastelanded. Like he had the Deathbright Shaman, like 2 land and the Wasteland, and he decided to Wasteland. I really do think that this has put him like much further behind than he would like to be.
Deathbright number 2 comes down, and that's all you got. Passes the turn. We're gonna flip Delver to a Gitaxian Probe.
He got so lucky there, flipping that Delver. It's almost like he knew that there was going to be something there.
Yeah, it's almost like he set it up to
Almost.
do it perfectly. Yeah. Almost.
Or you could do Bryce's little quote of, well, of course you're going to win when your Delvers flip all day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to win. Look at this.
You just play Delver, it flips, and then you win.
You just attack, turn him sideways, and neat.
Yeah.
Neat. What we should do is we should print a shirt with a tapped Delver, but inside out.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. So you don't actually, it's on the inside.
So you put the other one on the outside then?
No, I don't. Well, you just wear the shirt inside out. You would not kill Thalia. I wouldn't either. Especially if you can't. HC Fox is actually like figuring out what he would and wouldn't do here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just watching it transpire. Okay, so in all reality, Drew probably needs to draw a Toxic Deluge here, right? And even then, he's in trouble because John probably has another threat or 2 in hand. You know he's got Stifle.
Yeah, paying 2 mana for a Stifle does feel pretty bad. But you're right. He is gonna try to get another fetch land to resolve. So. Two mana, Death Shadow, and a third Delver Secrets. No biggie.
John knows the secrets now.
He does.
He has found them.
Very aggressive start.
He's cast cards that have Delve. Not really. They don't have Delve, but they're Delvers.
They're Delvers.
Yeah. Don't you dare tap off Stifle. He did. He did it. He's playing right into this potential Toxic Deluge.
That would be beautiful.
It would need to be for a chunk because of Deathright Shaman. It's a 2/2 right now. So
It's not very large. Scrib Ranger.
That one has protection from blue. He flashed it out at sorcery speed.
There you go.
Haha! Gotcha!
Flashed it at sorcery speed.
Yep.
I like it.
Yep. Take that.
The reason you'd want to do that is if you were going to activate it this turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like he's going to, though.
There's no creatures in the graveyard to start gaining some life off of with the death rights.
Down to 7.
An unstiflable fetch. No one's so deep. So that's our 10-minute round timer right about. So our round timer is pretty close.
I think this game is about over, though. It's like Valor Aberrations aren't really, they don't have anything keeping them from attacking, I don't think. Scrib Ranger can block one of them and not die, which is definitely good for Drew. Going to 4. I don't know, maybe he could squeak this one out. Inventory? Okay, not likely anymore. It's a surgical and a green Zenith. Actually, I don't think those were going to do a whole lot either. Really what he's missing is a Knight of the Reliquary. But
I guess Toxic Deluge is still alive here.
there's a Knight.
If Delver flips, which it does not.
Okay.
One more turn. But Deluge is no longer. Forgot to draw with what?
He himmed.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. He did
targets. Yep. With Leovold. Yeah. The Leovold trigger off him because it's target player. He goes down to 1. Still no creatures to gain any life with.
He only has to deal 11 damage this next turn, and John hasn't gone. He pretty much hasn't gone a turn without playing a creature.
Yeah, and you kind of have a weird nombo with Deathright Shamans exiling Drew's lands to ping for 2 that he can do, but it just Okay, so there's one land in John's graveyard. It grows Deathrite Shaman a little bit and puts him at 9. All right, 9-1. Here we go. Ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. Drew's totally got this.
Mm-hmm.
And that Scrib Ranger's going to get in for 1. I know that for sure. Are the lands that are in play, are they Savannahs or are they Scrublands? Is there no black mana on board?
Nope. Those are Savannahs.
Yeah. Yeah, having no black mana is definitely an issue.
So he's going to tap and sacrifice.
What would you get? There is no Dark Depths.
Nope.
He needs a land that somehow kills a Delver. No biggie.
Yeah.
He realizes he can't win.
So John gets that. 2-1. So we've got 7 minutes. I'm gonna show you guys some altars.
Woohoo!
Yay! Everybody's in here, ready for altars. Our other match already finished. Is the mic muted? No, F711. The mic is not muted.
Definitely not.
Let's see. Here we go. Some altars for you guys. So these ones I just barely finished up. These are some brainstorms to go along with Meal Solutions Storm deck. Very slowly, or actually pretty quickly, we're altering out an entire test deck. You can go onto my page. It's just facebook.com/feltalters and see some of the older ones if you haven't. I've really enjoyed doing these ones. It's fun to come up with unique things, but that are also on theme. We're kind of doing these arcane circles for most of the cards, and yeah, each one is somehow inspired by the art. So I try and find some pattern that I think would look pretty sweet with the existing art. And I've purposely left just a little bit of the blue frame, whereas most of it gets all blacked out. So those are the only ones that from this I'm going to show you guys. But if you want to look, there's some Lotus Petals that I think turned out pretty sweet, some Ponders, Burning Wish, there's a Tendrils of Agony, there's a Dark Ritual. The Dark Ritual turned out really cool. So a whole bunch of other cards. Some of these are pretty old. I messed around with alternative borders. This is before I came up with that masterpiece frame, but I was playing with the idea that this really could be anything. We could do any sort of pattern here that would be unique. I think I'm kind of getting tired of doing the same masterpiece frame over and over again, so
right.
I think I'm going to try and find something that's more unique and special. This one I don't really love, but it shows you just what you could do. These are kind of fun. This is something totally different.
Are these more for Patrick?
No, these are just other ones I did for fun.
Okay.
That I had laying around, and it was like, hey, I'll do these ones too. Patrick here in store had me do a bunch of these. He saw one I did and was like, oh, those would look sweet like in my commander deck. So these are obviously not tournament playable, but
really good for casual.
Yeah, it's a fun way to kind of pimp out a deck, and they're kind of quick to use. I actually use ink on them instead of paint. These are some really old ones I did. These are, don't judge them too harshly because they're kind of amateurish in a way, but I like the idea of them still, and it's kind of unique. I haven't seen anybody doing anything quite like this, where you have this weird kind of blueprint thing on one half and a full frame on the other half. I think I could do something phenomenally better with the same feel.
Right.
If anybody was ever interested.
Look at this. Captain QC missed you.
Whoa! What? Here's some just texture full arts. Again, some stuff from quite a while back. Here's a cool full art Thoughtseize. Some kind of original-ish art. This is for a commander deck. And here's a Thirst for Knowledge. This one turned out pretty sweet.
That's very pretty.
I don't think you guys have seen this one. This one's neat. I actually did the whole mock-up with this pattern, and then cut out the pattern on a stencil and airbrushed it. So it was fun. And then I think you guys have seen these Pokemon Eater of Days. Bunch of stuff. Bunch of alters.
Not something that Bryce typically does.
No,
but
something different though.
Still kind of had fun with it.
Yeah. Let's see if that's everything. We'll just quickly run through them. Was there anything else that I missed? The way these get posted is kind of silly. Oh, these guys. These are the dark altars. It's just airbrush black. It's really simplistic. This is kind of what I used for the Deathrite Shamans Brian was playing with earlier. What's fun about this is it allows you to play with the lighting, because the airbrush can highlight and darken some areas but not fully opaque. And like these two are foil and they look really good. There's a video hiding somewhere of a Deathrite Shaman. I've got some videos of these cards moving in light, and it turned out pretty cool. It's a fun effect. It's pretty quick and easy to do. And if any of you guys are ever interested in some foils,
looks like we've got some people sitting down.
Message me. That was a quick run through of a whole bunch of things.
Greatwell wants to know if you have any Eldrazi altars.
No, but if you're interested,
But for a commission.
Yeah. Most of everything I do a digital mock-up first, depending on the type of altar. So if you're seriously interested, let me know. Hit me up and we can kind of discuss price, and I can get started on something for you for sure. I've had a couple people who were like, those prices. I mean, most of my cards are like $45-ish for an altar, and it can be lower or higher depending on things. But I've had a couple people go, that's kind of expensive. Can you just do the mock-up for me? I'm like, no. I'm not gonna just do all the work and have you send it to another altarist to do it cheaper.
All right, so who do we want to watch here? We've got lands on both tables.
Neat.
Lands versus Miracles, Death Shadow versus lands. What do you guys think?
Please don't ban. I like it. I don't know. Lands versus Miracles is
something we've seen once or
twice. Yeah, let's watch more Death Shadow. Let's see how Death Shadow handles versus lands.
I can never spell Miracles right anymore. I spelled it wrong one time, and now I can never spell it right.
Yeah, and I appreciate altars myself. I haven't purchased several altars from other people, so I'm kind of like you, Great Weller. I don't particularly have my own cards all altered out, and I haven't gone out and purchased a ton of. Commissioned a ton. Death Shadow won the last match, so here we have it back versus Paul. These
more Death Shadow.
Both these players are 3-0. Yeah, I agree. That would be cool. If I've done a couple like commander borders, so like there's a elf border I did. Just for a commander deck, and the idea being slowly to put that border on an entire commander deck. There's a lot of interesting things you can do with a border as a way of altering cards without actually altering the art. The quotes for Shadow versus Lands. It's not a haiku that you just made up, but I guess.
Is this what he's doing now? He's just doing a haiku like every 10 minutes or so?
Well, this one's a flavor.
Oh, sorry.
Flavor text that he felt applied to this matchup.
Yeah.
Which is often what I do when I think, We have Paul versus John, Death Shadow versus Lance. It's like the flavor text from Blanket of Night. Karavik
Exactly.
imprisoned.
That's exactly what we were thinking.
Yeah. That's how we commentate on these
AC
matches.
Fox just like looks into our brains and he's like, "Yep, that's what's going on."
Mhm.
Needs to be said though.
Pulls out Vision's flavor text
Mhm.
and runs with it. Yep. And now, if you actually knew that, you probably did. You probably knew that flavor text off the top of the thing.
Yeah, he probably did.
Like, this match, Blanket of Night. Sure.
There you go.
And I cannot resist. All right, John gets a turn 1 Delver Secrets again.
Well, it looks like Paul's got a pretty hot start.
Paul gets to do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
He's got a Mox Diamond, an Exploration, a Ghost Quarter, a Taiga, and he just cast Gamble. And did he show us what he gambled for? Just
No, but I think we can all assume.
was it
is.
a Life of the Loam?
It's some 2-mana spell that like draws cards when you cast it. And
What do you think? What do you think it is, chat?
I don't know.
Do you think he gambled for Life of the Loam, like a pro?
Or like a semi-pro.
They're the professionals. We're the semi-professionals.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, look, Life of the Loam! Yeah.
How did you know?
So gamble showing its true full failure of a card, right?
Yeah, just
you
terrible.
tutor for a card and it just goes right to the graveyard
Yep.
because that's what chance happens.
That's
And
what
there's
Gamble
no way
does.
to get Life of the Loam back.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's not possible.
Mm-mm.
This should already be game over for John. I'm
It's not looking good. I'll say that much.
not sure that John's ahead in this one, HC. Yeah. If he has a Surgical Extraction in hand right now,
Game 1.
he still has play.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. Game 1, surgical extraction.
Uh-huh.
It's a normal thing that people have.
Right now. And his Delver didn't flip, so things are fine. They're just fine. We're fine. Fine.
Everything is
We're
fine.
fine, chat.
Oh man, it'll be sweet if he wastelanded this Taiga and Paul actually didn't have another mana source in hand.
Ooh. That's an interesting play.
He does.
He does. He's got because he's playing
Lands.
lands. Yeah. He didn't even attack with the first Deathrite Shaman or the first Delver Secrets. The one that he could have attacked.
Yeah, I think he should have.
Why?
Why not?
Why? It's not worth it. That 1 damage isn't going to do anything.
Yeah, it could.
Not like you're trying to win through combat damage
You don't know.
incrementally.
Yeah.
No.
You think this is going to be a Glacial Chasm win?
Yeah. Might as well hold it back for a blocker.
Yeah, blocking is really important.
Hey, look, Life of the Loam. You've run main deck Surgical before. It's quite a dead card in a lot of matchups, HG.
It sure is.
Ghost Quarter,
Quarter.
Island.
Mhm.
He can do that because
Oh boy, did you see that?
no
Did
no,
not search at all.
no more searching.
Yep.
It's because there's no basics that say you lose 2 life when this comes into play.
Right.
All right, here we go. Comeback time. Are you ready? Delvers didn't flip. Doesn't matter. We got this. John's going to go down to -3. Yeah, I like the Wasteland, the Taiga play as well. I agree.
What else is it doing? I don't know. I guess you can just let it sit around until the opponent tries to go off with Dark Depths, but I think they'll find their own Wasteland for it by then. Or just not care.
So what John is doing, he's prolonging this as long as possible so that he gets the maximum number of non-flip Delver triggers because
Okay.
that increases the likelihood of having immediate flip Delver triggers in the next game. It's a smart play, actually.
I had never thought of it that way.
I don't think anybody else has either. Life of the Loam.
Yep, see this target's Wasteland?
Neat.
Called it.
His Wasteland is cooler than John's Wasteland.
Fact. You really need to have one of each, but I'm not a doctor.
Incorrect. That's why you're not a doctor.
I only have 3 different wastelands. I need a 4th different one.
Did it not flip again? Was that 3 missed flips?
Yeah.
Whoa! See, they're flipping automatically next game. I'd just
this
scoop right
is a
here.
Death Shadow deck. It's not like like Grixis Delver. There's probably a higher creature count in this deck. Maybe. I don't know.
If your deck consistently doesn't flip Delvers 3 turns in a row, you're playing the wrong base for Delvers.
Yep. Maze is gonna hit that Gurmag Angler.
John doesn't have instants or sorceries. Smart.
Actual, just a 1 mana 1/1.
Did you know that zombie fish often get lost in mazes?
I did not know that.
That's what happens to them. They're not very smart.
They don't look very smart. He doesn't have a swamp either.
Okay, we are on the flip Delvers and
do nothing else planned.
Attack 3 times for lethal play. It's gonna work.
Well, let's look at the bright side. If he does hit a land, then he gets to cast something from the land. If he doesn't hit a land, then more than likely these Delvers are flipping.
Yeah, and that Glacial Chasm doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
relevant.
Glacial Chasm's like not even good right here.
No.
Except for the part where it's just going to win the game.
Surgical Extraction right here off the top still would do something. See? He wasted his Delver flip trigger. He could have saved that for game 2.
Yep. He could have.
That wasn't smart play. I would have scooped before that flipped over.
Rice just has all the good plays. I hadn't seen that line, so.
John attacks and Paul goes, okay, I have a Glacial Chasm.
Yep. May as well attack. Well, he loses 2 life to the Glacial Chasm. And 3 lands hit the bin off of the Dredge.
This is riveting Magic.
Riveting.
It's super interactive. One player has creatures, the other one has something that interacts with creatures.
It's everything you could ever want.
In a kind of like stasis kind of way.
Yep.
You know that one EDH player who plays stasis?
I don't.
That one?
Oh, okay. No, I have known one.
Paul's doing that right now.
Oh,
He's
really?
being that guy. Yep. John's just trying to play creatures and attack with them.
Cool, unless you're playing Magic against them.
Maybe, yeah.
Does that mean we can only call him Paul the Legend Berman while he's playing Magic? Is he somebody completely different when he's not playing?
I don't know. So there's kind of a weird conversation with lands where some players think that lands, the deck that Paul's playing right here, is stupidly good, right? Tier 1, unbeatable. Why aren't you playing it? It's really got a pretty good matchup versus Delver. It doesn't have a very good matchup versus Show and Tell or Reanimator or Storm or a lot of even Miracles. Miracles has a great matchup versus it. But because so many people are playing variations of Delver, I think Lands is a pretty good deck. We often see it touch top 8 or top 16. Wild Slash wins on the spot here.
Yeah, I mean a couple turns from now, but he also doesn't have red mana.
And you need to deal more than Wild Slash would do it.
Yeah, lands can be clunky, but I mean we've got 2 players who play lands in this store, and they're consistent. They're consistently winning. Like the deck is great, especially if you know your way around it.
Yeah, it can just lose to itself. You can see hands where it just doesn't work.
Yep.
And you can also see hands where you win on turn 2.
Not only that, but there's a good amount of hate for the deck. Most sideboards have things for the graveyard, and as it turns out, this deck has a pretty rough time with the graveyard hate.
Spall's going to dredge after sacrificing Glacial Chasm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they would win this exact turn.
I don't think he has a Wild Slash in this deck, HC Fox.
Not only do I not think he has a Wild Slash, but even if he did, he doesn't have any mana.
Well, everybody knows if you put a Wild Slash in your Death Shadow deck, you get to play it for free.
Macy Flex, very easy to ignore. All I need is my 1 of Wild Slash in my deck.
Yep.
He's convincing me, though. I want to put a Wild Slash in over one of my Lightning Bolts. Because I have Grim Flayers and Tarmogoyfs. But no, tell me to put Rancor in my deck instead of Wild Slash.
Aha.
Yeah, sounds like chat.
Wasteland, Thespian Stage. Got him. Oh, he copied Glacial Chasm. That didn't work. That didn't do what he wanted to. He's going to sacrifice his Glacial Chasm Thespian Stage.
Okay.
Because when you have a stage and you want it to be a Glacial Chasm that creatures can't go past, you just put 2 mana into it, and suddenly that's what it is. That's how stages work.
I did not know that.
Yeah. They're very good at copying cold things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you say? Is this a for sure lock? You want to head over to the other match?
I would
I think
to.
Double Exploration, this looks like a full lock to me.
Chat, we're abandoning this game.
We are. I'm calling it.
I would have conceded.
All right, now that we're watching something much more fun.
Look at this shuffling, guys. Let's watch the way he shuffles. It's way more interactive than what we were just watching.
Way more interactive.
Ray's playing lands too. This man.
Yep.
Both of these lands players right now are undefeated. They have 2 wins each.
We're gonna have a lands versus lands in the finals. And
We
we're
might.
just gonna ignore it.
Yeah, and we'll pretend it didn't happen. Should have conceded on turn 1. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I actually would have liked that as well. Most of your wins coming from Death Shadow are probably going to be pretty quick, but you could have a game that's still playable that draws out.
Can't be easy. Shuffle cam!
What?
We'll be shuffling!
We'll show you guys the other magic. Go ahead and switch it back.
What?
We can either show shuffling or some variation on magic being
You
played.
switch it back. I'm gonna go get another drink.
We're just gonna get up and walk away. There's nothing to see. It's just more of the same.
Shuffling.
Glacial Chasm versus some creatures. Yep. I'm gonna get flack for this in a couple days. Paul's gonna be like, "You went away from my match." We want shuffling. All right. Yeah. We don't know. I don't know who won game 1 between Ray and Josh. They're taking their time shuffling these decks up. I guess we tuned in right when they finished sideboarding, though. You almost missed it.
What?
You almost missed.
What, did Josh finish shuffling and I totally missed it?
No. Oh, he did. He did. You hadn't sat down yet.
That's all I wanted. Look at this. You know your family loves you when they give you Girl Scout cookies?
Is that how you know?
That's the only way you know.
Oh.
Oh my goodness, your family doesn't love you.
Chat. Captain QC says no, we don't, and then we say we should go back. I'm confused. This game is over there. Oh, I get it now. We should go back to what we were seeing because maybe they'll be shuffling.
No, now they're shuffling.
Yeah. Hey, Paul won, guys, just in case you want to know.
Surprise.
All right. Here we go. Game 2 of Miracles versus Lands. We will quickly discover
Who won game 1?
who won game 1. Yep. I'm going to guess Ray did based off of absolutely no information at all.
Mm-hmm. You're just going to guess that and just throw that out there?
I hope
Ray
that
just
they
had it?
mulligan a few times so we can see more shuffling. Oh. Success.
Oh man, you are good.
No.
How did you know?
Now you were eating things. Now I gotta eat something.
These cookies are to share. They're the best ones too. They're the shortbread ones. Everybody says that. Everybody says that they like the Samoas or like the the Thin Mints or whatever, but these ones are the addicting ones.
Okay.
I promise.
So if we eat them all, do we have a Girl Scout cookie count?
What?
The Girl Scout cookies, guys. Just call me the prophet. Okay.
You like the tag-alongs?
It's like synergy is happening.
Oh,
Jinx.
downright. You and me, we just get each other. Downright, can I just call you anonymous? Can I just call you anonymous? Is that a name that you're okay being called? Because that's what our system called you.
It's a shortbread Girl Scout cookie. Captain QC. This is a thing that should happen worldwide. Why? You don't have small teenage and younger girls going door to door being practically slave labor for a cookie company?
Yeah.
They get like 5% of the sales.
Yeah. Awesome. I can call him anonymous. Perfect. That's all I could have ever wanted. That and some more cookies. No, I'm serious though. I think it was my mom who was like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab some cookies. Like, which ones do you want?" And like the rest of my family like wants like the same too. And I'm like, I would like the tagalongs or is that what they are? I can't remember the name of them. The shortbread ones. They're addicting, guys.
But it's the moms that end up doing all the work. Have you ever noticed that? They're Girl Scout cookies, but it's the moms who are like delivering them all and making sure that everybody gets paid. They're really Mom Scout cookies.
Mom Scout cookies.
Yep. All right. Plays have happened, and I missed all of them because I was thinking about Girl Scouts.
Was that a Mana Bond that was played? Or was that a... What is this card?
Sylvan Safekeeper?
Safekeeper? Okay.
And it was forced.
Welcome to the Town. But no, we don't sell cookies here. Man, Canada sounds awful.
You guys don't have cookies? That's depressing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Guys, I can tell you one thing. Just after that statement, I will never, I repeat, never go to Canada. Even though I have a ton of family there and I'm half Canadian.
Ooh, I've got a story for you. Ready? I once went through immigration into Canada, and their system was rebooting for some reason.
Okay.
So they were only able to look up by name and birth date, not by social.
Okay.
And apparently there's somebody with my same name, same birthday, who had an FBI record.
Really?
They wouldn't tell me what the record was. So I was like a teenager. And they like questioned me. Have you ever committed a crime? Like, I got a speeding ticket in my car once. What were you doing? Speeding. Like, this was an actual conversation that happened. So as they let me in, they're like, okay, this time you can come into Canada. But next time, if you come back, you're going to need all this proof of documentation that says you're really who you say you are. Like, wait, what?
So you're letting me...
You're letting me in... What? So I can actually never... No, I've been back since, and there wasn't a problem. But
I actually, because my dad was born in Canada and I wasn't, all I have to do is basically ask to be a Canadian citizen, and I can become a Canadian citizen. You can get dual
citizenship. Yeah, it's not hard to do.
Like this, yeah, it'd be very simple. Which means I could basically just go and hang out with Captain QC all day. Which
you can do that anyway. It's not hard to get into Canada. You don't need citizenship. And they don't have cookies there.
To live there.
Oh. But then you'd have to pay taxes twice. I don't think you want to do that.
I do what I want, dang it, Bryce. Bryce is just ruining all my dreams.
Yep, that was a story time for you guys right there. Totally, see, professionalism. Magic's being played. We tell stories that have nothing to do with magic. It's cute. Is that what happened? That makes sense. That makes sense. Could you guys be a little meaner to the Americans so that it feels fair when the Canadians go into U.S. Yeah, it's true.
We need to level out the playing field.
Hey, you and your Americanism. I'm sorry, but I have to be mean. Could you?
Oh, I'm real sorry there.
I'm not even kidding. That was an actual thing. That's great.
I believe it.
All right, where are we? We've got a Chalice on 1 from Ray, which is a jerk move. We've got a counterbalance from Josh, which is also a jerk move. He's gonna fetch to try and put a 3-drop on top of his library right here to counter this tracker. Ready?
Steady.
What are the chances? It's like a 1 in 30.
Probably.
Maybe a little bit better than that. That's a disenchant.
Okay. That's a relevant card.
A what?
Oh, this one?
Yeah, this one. That's what that is.
Oh. Wait, which enchant is there?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's a Mirage one. Why you...
Just making sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm starting to wonder why we have any viewers.
Because they wanted to hear interesting things about Canada.
Oh.
Captain QC is providing them with a sense of culturalism.
He is known to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new.
And HC Fox is giving them haikus. Like, this is a cultural institution.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I expected when I started streaming here. Glad to see that nobody let that one go bad.
Yep.
So I wonder what card he's actually going to choose to disenchant. If he wants to get rid of this exploration, or if he feels like the cantrips are going to be too important. In fact, now that I see the surgical extraction, he's probably going to want this Chalice off the board.
There is no culture in Canada. Aw. That's not entirely true. People are really nice. And they have if you go to Toronto, they have some like Broadway like plays. A lot of movies are made there.
Yeah.
Almost all of them. Most of the Marvel movies are actually made in Canada.
My favorite movie in existence was in Toronto. Just saying.
You're gonna leave us all hanging?
Oh, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. It's my favorite.
We
movie.
just steal other countries' culture. Oh, that makes sense.
That's smart.
That sounds about right.
Well, that way you don't have to develop it yourself.
Yeah, you have these people that are like, "No, we're French." It's like, no, you're not. You're Canadian. Okay, we're Canadian French.
Okay.
Me. Ponder gets countered by Chalice of the Void. It went to the Void because there's this cup.
Ray's like counter, and Josh is like, "Oh, dang it.
You got me.
You found it. You found the line."
Yeah, in Montreal, right there. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you stole that from us. That's what we do.
No, but they're Americans that go there to do special effects. That's how that works. Yeah.
Like all X-Men movies are made there. It's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how at the end of every movie we have to thank Canada.
Ugh.
Thanks, guys, for letting us film a movie. Thanks for letting us shut down your city so that we can make it look like there's a big city that doesn't have any cars driving on it. That doesn't work here.
So I've experience from being in British Columbia and Alberta, but really when I think of Canada, I'd rather just think of it the way that How I Met Your Mother shows Canada. It's way better. So if you've ever seen How I Met Your Mother, like Canada's basically my favorite because of that show.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
That's all.
Oh.
That's all I had to say.
Okay.
You should watch it. You should definitely watch How I Met Your Mother. In my personal opinion, it's the best show on TV.
This is game 2, so this is post sideboarded, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea who's going to win this game. Like right now, Josh feels like he's in a pretty good spot. He's got a Jace resolved, a Monastery Mentor out. He has the Disenchant in hand, so he can start resolving cantrips. And Ray doesn't have the dominant position that we saw from Paul last match, where he's got the Loam engine going and glacial chasm to prevent stuff. There's no thespian stage out to copy dark depths quickly, but even if there was, Josh could easily have a swords to plowshares.
People are just going off about it now. Yeah, we'd rather not keep him. Whoa, geez, Anonymous. That's serious.
There is a weird thing in America where people do that. They claim their heritage very strongly, and yet
they've never been there.
They'll turn around and claim to be American, but it's not just it's almost everyone. Almost every culture does it.
Yeah, I don't feel like that. I know where like my heritage lines are from, but I was born in California.
Yeah,
I'm American.
It is very strange. I think that's true of most countries, though. I think most countries have a local claim. Even Canada, for example, you have a very different population on the East Coast as you do on the West Coast, and they even claim to be different people.
Yeah. Jorgensen, I agree. Just put him on neutral ground. That way nobody has to deal with him. Agreed.
Beaver, 30 seconds. Ghost Quarter targeting a plains. I'm going to try and bring us back to this very riveting magic right here.
HC Fox, what's wrong with 30 Seconds to Mars? I like that band. What's wrong with them? Did you really have to include them with Bieber? Is that a thing that needed to happen?
It's a lot of screaming in their music.
I like it. Yep.
I saw 30 Seconds to Mars live here not too long ago.
Oh, really?
It was a good time.
Yeah.
There's a lot of screaming. Josh has a surgical extraction in hand. I think it's gonna. I think we're gonna have. A disenchant.
And, he needs to disenchant,
and we're gonna get rid of that life of the loam. Those life of the loams.
Yep.
All right, we had a force of will on life of the loam.
Yeah, I think this is his best route to. Oh wow, he played the Tranquil Thicket. He must realize that there's no way he's getting this back.
What's the actor who's the lead singer of 30 Seconds to Mars?
Oh, I can never remember his name, but he was a part of
Jared Leto.
Oh yeah, he was in Fight Club. That's all I remember.
Was he?
Yeah.
Who was he in Fight Club?
The blonde guy.
Oh yeah.
His face like beaten.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
We had very, very front row tickets.
Really?
Right up like the first seats, and 30 Seconds to Mars. My wife doesn't know, right? So they open up. It was for Muse. Okay, so 30 Seconds is the first act, or the right before. And there's this guy up on stage in like a muumuu and a cape, and he's screaming. And I was like, looks a lot like Jared Leto. You know what?
As it turns out.
Fact. The reason everybody's trying to touch him is not necessarily because he's really good at vocals.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
I agree. Fight Club is amazing. It's probably in my top 5 movies. Top 5 favorites.
I like how we transitioned from Canadians to Fight Club.
Hmm?
Fight Club was probably made in Canada.
Probably. Just because you said that, somebody's Googling it right now. You know who you are.
All right. So surgical happened. Things got surgicalized.
Ghost Quarter did.
Ghost Quarter did, not Life of the Loam. Josh wants to keep his lands.
You may have a Snapcaster. Or like Noah Snapcaster's coming.
Oh, and there's nothing really to use Life of the Loam on right now.
Mm-hmm.
There's no engine happening.
Right.
Ray could have dredged That might have been correct. Instead of just drawing a
Try to
card.
put something into the graveyard.
Yeah. Beat each other for the right to apologize first. I'm just gonna come right out and tell you I'm sorry. I can't do a Canadian accent.
Oh, I'm real sorry there. I can't really do it either.
That's pretty good.
It wasn't bad. If you watch Strange Brew for like 5 minutes, you'll have the accent down.
Then you can do it.
Yeah. I honestly believe that for everybody. Just watch Strange Brew, 5 minutes of it. You'll have it. Oh, sorry.
All right. Fetch. I said the thing.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
All right. So Josh looks.
You look great though.
Very nicely ahead right here.
Thanks, Anonymous. I appreciate it.
He does find another surgical extraction off this Jace Brainstorm, and I don't see how he doesn't win this game. Like, can't he just prowess a few times here and win?
He should be able to.
Predict is going to make another dude. Get rid of a Tundra. Draw 2 cards. We have prowess 1. Rainstorm. Prowess 2. Puts back a Predict in another card. Doesn't really matter. Prowess 3. These monks are now getting large.
I think he is trying to go for the kill right now.
Flips over a token, make another one. Round 4 fatigue has reached us earlier tonight.
Yeah, it's been creeping up on us more and more.
We've had to watch lands play significant number of matches.
Yeah, we really have.
And there's only so much you can talk about with lands.
Thanks for pointing that out, Captain QC. I'm not going to say that anything is going to change because you pointed it out.
Yeah, we're just going to keep into round 4 mode here. This is round 4 mode, guys.
Yep.
Where we talk about other things and then just call out the plays instead of actually trying to like tell you interesting information about.
That's where we talk about random stuff while magic is going on.
All right, here's an attack for some number of damage. With another surgical potentially adding even more.
Yep, and he shows lethal. Do we know? Let's jump back over here.
Whoa! Magic. So this must be
game 3.
Game 3 of lands versus Death Shadow. That means Death Shadow won a match.
Whoa.
Won a game.
I knew he could do it.
Here is a Rishardan Port and a Wasteland. Instead of Wastelanding the Water Grave, he just ports it instead.
Yep.
John gets to take advantage by responding with a Brainstorm. We can stay here. Okay. We can watch this match. It's not going to be any
We're just watching
less
lands.
interesting than the other match.
Either way, yeah. Take my money.
What are we taking money for? For a movie I haven't heard of?
What movie were you guys mentioning? Was it Boondock Saints? As I scroll up to find it. Yeah, Boondock, a third Boondock Saints.
John is definitely not at 20 life, by the way. Looks like he's keeping track of life on his.
This is not a game where life total is going to matter a whole lot anyway. We're going to be able to tell.
It is nice to be able to actually
yes
calculate what a Death Shadow is at, but
yeah.
Okay. What a monster. Port go. Ha! Tabernacle.
Wow, that's a good card.
Tabernacle plus Port says you get to keep one of these, except Deathright can pay for himself one time. Yeah.
Deathright Shaman, my arch nemesis. We meet again.
He plays 12 of each. Evilbeard, Deathright Shaman is your arch nemesis? Can you have an arch nemesis if there's 4 of them? I don't think you can. Then it's just a nemesis. Unless there's one particular Deathright Shaman that has proven to be more. We got some timing things here.
Oh, by the way, Evil Beard. Bryce here mentioned earlier that none of the other subs today mattered, so just thought I'd let you know that you don't matter to Bryce.
Evilbeard subscribed today?
He did subscribe.
Well done, Evilbeard!
Right?
He didn't do well. I was here.
Down here? Yeah, right here.
Resubbed. 3-month resub. Says, needs more massacre worms. Probably not talking about this.
Nope. Talking about Brian's stream earlier.
Well done, Evilbeard.
Yeah, resubbed.
I'm slightly impressed.
You're slightly impressed?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, a little weird. Yep, yep. Your sub is the only one that matters so far.
Yeah, Paul doesn't get to control the triggers. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
He gets to do both. It's still his upkeep when that flips. I guess technically, to do it correct, you should do it all, but you should announce how you're stacking them. As long as you don't leave your upkeep though without paying, I think that works.
That bit.
Well, I guess it's at the beginning of upkeep, right? Tabernacle. Alright, so Deathrite pays for himself. Delver gets paid by a land. And there's an attack for 3. Paul plays a very dark, deep card. I can't... What is it? It's too dark and it's too deep.
Oh, the depths?
What?
The darkest of depths?
Oh, yeah, that's what I said. It's dark and it's deep. I can't. It's far. It's hiding underneath those dice.
Oh, if only they had some like a token to represent what it, what's down there.
Yeah. Okay, so all John can do is pay the upkeep costs on both his creatures and attack for 3.
Now matches your tabernacle. That's awesome.
You have a signed tabernacle? I want to know what a signed tabernacle looks like. I have yet to see one.
I've actually looked it up because I wanted to see. It's a very pretty signature.
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Because the artist is going to be in Seattle, right?
I believe so.
So bring all your tabernacles. I'm just going to bring my playset of tabernacles and have them signed.
I mean, now that would be the time to do it.
Uh-huh. If he holds up Force of Will for punishing fire, you think Shadow will win? Yeah, unless Paul draws a Thespian stage. Eat a land.
This is a decently fast clock.
For Rainstorm, this is at Paul's end step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to find something to push damage.
He can wasteland the Tabernacle, but I don't think he needs to. I think he'd rather save that for a potential lucky Thespian stage, right?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on what's in his hand, right? Yeah.
All right, so he's going to go ahead and do that as a way to...
Crop rotation.
Crop rotation. Do you have a Force of Will? Because if you don't...
Does he have another Tabernacle?
Or a Wasteland. Another Wasteland.
Probably going to be a Wasteland.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go get Thespian stage here.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that works.
Okay, so here's stage. So Paul is representing a 2020 next turn. John just brainstormed. Didn't have a Force of Will for the crop rotation, which would have definitely been used there.
Yeah, it probably would have been game if there was a Force of Will there.
All right, untap. No Tabernacle costs. Draw.
Shadow, finding the losing line.
Isn't that what Death Shadow does?
Yes.
Yep. It seeks it out.
Mm-hmm.
How do I lose fast?
It's like, I know, deal myself a lot of damage.
You know, we see Paul has a Punishing Fire in hand. He's not worried.
Mm-mm.
His life total doesn't matter. It looks like he's got the what's the card? The enchantment?
The Vortex?
Molten Vortex.
Yeah.
Magma. I was thinking Magma. That's incorrect.
Once you said it, it just like threw me off. I was like, I don't know. Something Vortex.
How did I?
Vortex.
People in chat, if you haven't given us a follow, you should do so. I think you all have, though. You guys are all slightly impressive people.
Yeah. These are our faithfuls.
We do have almost exactly 32 people join us every Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sometimes triple that, but...
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's always like really random. We'll have like double viewers.
There's a link. I'm gonna click it.
Probably a face.
It's a.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's an Italian tabernacle. Did you have him sign it in Italian?
Basically, you rule. Basically, yep.
That's cool.
But nothing more than basic. Don't get too big of a head over this.
I like how it's like signed in pen. it's not some Sharpie. It's not shadow sign. It's just like thin ballpoint pen, green.
Yeah, but it looks nice.
Back in my day, all Japanese and Italian. That makes sense because those two countries are nearby each other.
Whoa.
They're similar language. They're hey, look, it's a 2020. And Paul passes the turn. A little curious the timing there. I guess that's correct. You do that. Before John can draw like a wasteland or something. Evilbeard can't get Japanese tabernacles or taigas. One day, Evilbeard. When the reserve list goes away and they start printing master sets in foreign languages.
Never gonna happen.
Do they print them in foreign languages? Not sure.
No.
They must.
Master sets?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, this is a berserk.
Whoa.
A berserk on a delver. Paul doesn't have enough mana for punishing fire. He's going to deal 6 and then Deathrite Shaman for the final 2 perfect amounts of damage. Death Shadow defeated the Darkest of Depths.
We will not have a double
lands versus lands.
lands.
That was an exciting match.
And our other match did end.
For about 17 seconds, I was excited.
That's great.
Yeah. Did you guys see all that? Did everybody watch? Did you blink? You blinked, didn't you? J Free 21, welcome in to chat. He says similarly shaped. I'm not sure what is similarly shaped. Played against the full Japanese Death Shadow deck at GP Phoenix. Didn't really like it, huh? Evilbeard, I would love an actual real life poll, if such a thing could happen, where we actually poll Magic collectors and players and see what the actual percentage of people who care about the reserve list and would want it to stay. I guess corporations are now a part of that equation, right? If Star City Games has X number of hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in reserve list cards, but the promise wasn't really to them. And I think that you could easily make the argument, if we're doing that in the spirit of the reserve list was not to stores, it was to collectors. And if most collectors would like to see the reserve list abolished, because then more people would get to play Legacy and it would be fun and we'd have interesting master sets, I'd be all for it.
Yeah, people have also talked about like a similar reprint, but like put something negative on it. Like I heard somebody saying like we could print like new duels, okay, just how they are, but put legendary on them. That is very different.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That is very different from the others.
Yep.
And
it changes things because then
that would change a ton of things as far as affordability goes in Legacy. That'd be interesting.
And then it affects Legacy as well. If you try to reprint most of the cards in Legacy with very similar but slight downsides, suddenly there's twice as many cards that you have access to in a Legacy deck. So
yes, having
access to 8 duels, and if that's a thing, or 2 different cards that can't be named with Nevermore or something like that, it matters.
Right.
I'd very much like to see an actual master set that gets things reprinted. Yeah, and as a collector, I'd be happy.
Yeah, well, some of them have Evil Beard, but not.
Cards like Tabernacle would be a great card. It would show very easily how it would just tank the value of the card.
Oh yes.
Even if it only got reprinted in a masterpiece type format.
I think that's actually one of the biggest reasons the M25 is like a little less what people wanted it to be, because they printed a lot of like high value cards, but cards that like once they get reprinted, the value is not going to be high anymore.
Right.
Like Azusa, you know, it's like over $40. Now it's printed as a rare, and you can get it for, I don't know, 10, 15. It's probably going to stay there too. So, same with Imperial Recruiter, and
the value's not going to stay because they're not modern staples. They're legacy.
When you look at it originally, you're like, wow, this is awesome, you know. But the value doesn't stay there because of how much the price drops.
Spirit of the Lactose Intolerance. Is that what it is? I didn't know that. It's a milk thing, huh? Watsy hasn't said that. Morrow has. Mark Rosewater has. As far as I know, that's how it works. So, I wouldn't be surprised if once we have some other people in Wizards of the Coast, if we see a change at the reserve list. One day. Not anytime in the near future. Not in the next 3 to 5 years, but some number of years away.
Looks like we've got a couple more matches going on at the moment. We'll get to round 4 soonish, because it's definitely past time in the round. Speaking of that. Now I can show people that it actually is time in the round. Thanks, Anonymous. Appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in.
Whoa, you're out of here. He's out.
Like a fat kid in dodgeball.
Or like me in dodgeball.
Or like Bryson.
But I get out quick. Yep.
I'm kind of fat.
We're gonna have a killer spring. It's round 4. You're gonna miss round 4. You got to come back for round 4 sometime.
Yeah, round 4 is the best.
Round 4 is where it's at. It's where we really focus in on
the plays,
on anything other than Magic.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, YouTube lawyer. The law regarding breaking the reserve list is sketchy at best. There's something there, and somebody could sue, like, because you can sue in the U.S. for anything.
Yep.
I fell on my sidewalk. You can sue me or whatever, right? Like, that's a thing. But good luck coming up with a number. Like you really could make the argument. I think it's a viable argument to say, when the reserve list was made, the value of the cards was X. That's what we, if anything, owe you. And we're talking about tens of dollars, not thousands of dollars then.
Not sure which one that was, HC Fox. But yeah, it is synonymous to smoking a certain plant and drinking beer.
Huh.
He said something about Wizards' intent to devalue cards. They need to.
Yeah.
They need to.
That's what Master Sets are doing.
They want people to play their game.
Yeah.
When their game is really expensive to afford, less people can play it. That it's as easy as that. And Wizards wants as many people playing as possible.
And our legacy staple is going to just, the reserve list cards in particular, going to keep gaining value and keep getting to some astronomical price.
Yeah.
Instead of a $5,000 deck, are we all going to be playing $10,000 decks? And then it's just the people who either have a lot of money to blow, or the people who have had the cards forever.
No, yeah, you're right. They typically don't care about the legacy format or the vintage format nearly as much. But it is like they do need to acknowledge that it exists. Yeah, they just want people playing Magic. All right, we've got Josh Snow versus John Stockinger. So that's going to be Miracles versus. So both lands players lost. I think we're going to get lands versus lands on our other. Nope. Woodruff and Terry. I don't know. I have no idea what Woodruff would be.
I don't know either. Let's discover. What's John's playing? Death Shadow.
Death Shadow versus Miracles, and we don't know.
Unknown.
We don't even know what Terry's on. He could be on Delver. He could be on 4-color.
He's been on kind of some 4-color or Grixis blend with a few maybe unique cards in there. What do you guys want to see? Miracles versus Death Shadow, or Deck Unknown versus Staple Tournament Grixis 4-color or something?
Yeah, would WotC want to fight the fight? I don't think that WotC is strong enough at their core to be able to deal with something like that.
But there's going to be a time when they've diluted down the modern reprints enough that people aren't clamoring for them like they were, and people are going to start saying, "Hey, you should print a reserve list master set, right?" And they're going to look at the dollar figure and go, "Holy cow, look what we could do. We could sell so many boxes of this. When we could draw it out over a 10-year period." And it seems like there's going to be a time when it'll make sense for them to fight that fight.
Right.
Unknown deck, spin the wheel.
All right.
Deck unknown versus Grixis.
What's the choices, Great Will? It's Miracles versus Death Shadow, or Unknown deck versus either a 4-color or Delver.
Grixis, yeah.
Is it Grixis? Are you pretty set on that?
I'm not sure. No Miracles, Great Willers. The people have spoken.
All right, no Miracles. It is
the other match.
You've got one of the best Miracles players, that plays Miracles, and everybody's like, nope, no Miracles.
He's on a tear. He's like 28-0 in his recent matches. Here we go.
I'll get the names switched over.
This is not Paul versus John. This is Woodruff versus Terry. Terry's on 4-color. And we have absolutely no idea what Woodruff is playing.
I've even seen him here before. Or maybe I have? I don't know. Maybe I have. Natural Order Miracles.
You said no Miracles.
But well, they weren't capitalized.
Right, you have to capitalize it.
Yeah, you have to You know the rules. Come on, Greywell. Come on.
This is Legacy, where we keep to our... Alright, I'm having one more of these things.
I know. Aren't they great?
It's food.
Oh.
They're pretty good. They're pretty tasty.
Yeah, I know. The other thing I really
You guys want to hear the crunch? Got crumbs all over the microphone. It's great. It's great. Blow them off. Don't worry about it. You said something about wanting something? What?
Oh, I was just going to say, like, the other thing I love about these cookies is, like, you get, like, the Samoas, and there's, like, 4 in a row. You know, or there's just, like, not very many cookies in the box.
Yeah.
And these ones have these, like, huge sleeves of them.
The whole sleeve of cookies. Guys, we got to watch Shuffling.
Yep, we do.
Should we update the time?
I mean, I guess we could do that.
We've been watching Shuffling for, what, 5 minutes?
Ta-da. Yeah, yep.
5 minutes of Shuffling. All right, here we go. Underground Sea. It's the sea that's under the ground. Oh. You see that Delver?
Oh, yeah?
I don't see it. I can't see anything.
You going to comment something about it? You going to say something?
Isn't that Delver not pretty, guys?
Wait, is that a Delver?
I don't know. I can't tell. It's something. Whoa. he's going
man.
From the Vault Delver into...
Foil. Is this foil?
Yeah.
Foil
Masters 25 Brainstorm. Terry is just picking the arts today.
He goes, I play with the newest version of every card. My duels are revised. My Delvers are from the vault.
Goodness.
My lands are in front. Oh, that's not the most recent Ponder, is it?
No.
I don't think so. I don't think that came out after. Yeah.
I don't know. Delver flips to a brainstorm controlled top card and attacks for 3. So Terry is obviously going to win this match because his Delver flipped. Yep. And he's not even going to do anything. It doesn't matter what he chooses to do or not do. The game has already been decided. Chat, you don't quite understand because
this is definitely an inside joke for sure.
The other day,
what in the world was? Oh, is that a breakthrough?
Yeah.
Oh, this is dredge. Okay.
Woodruff is dredging. That's an alt art, the new art breakthrough. And Terry comes in the other day to the store, and there's like 80 people in the store. It's a Friday night. Bryce, you and I outside. I'm like, what? What'd I do? Apparently.
Stop talking crap on his Delvers.
Yeah, not only that, but his play with Delvers. I mean, Delver players just win on their own. The deck doesn't have choices. Or really, like, I mean, he could force this or not. It doesn't matter because he's got to flip Delver. Forcing breakthrough is actually really strong.
Yeah.
It's a really strong play versus dredge.
Yeah, Cameron, we don't see a ton of dredge in this store, but it is absolutely a decent deck. There are a couple different ways to run it. There's a manaless, and then there's also one that plays with a little bit of mana in. They'll play with the oh my goodness, what is this threshold land? Coliseum.
Yep.
And
it plays Gemstone Mine and other cards.
Yeah, it'll usually play like Mana Confluence or City of Brass or something along those lines. So this is Breakthrough.
Breakthrough number 2. This lets him draw 3 cards and then
4.
Discards and then discard all of them.
4, yeah.
Draw 4 cards and choose X cards because it's an X cost spell. Right. Here we go.
I'll pull it up.
And this is the conspiracy art version. So it's the second printing of Breakthrough.
Yeah.
It was also in Torment. Terry unfortunately doesn't have a counterspell for this one. So, but what he does have, he has an online Deathrite Shaman. So he's going to be able to pick apart. Maybe did he just play the Deathrite? Must have.
No, he played it not. He played it last turn. Remember, he brainstormed and then he followed up with a.
Oh. So he could have taken a dredge card there, or
he could have. But I want to say, okay, there's a Stinkweed Imp as well. I'm not sure he would have got.
There's too many of them.
Yeah, I want to say there's another troll too. Yeah, I think there is another troll.
And you can't take the Bridge from Below with Deathrite Shaman.
No, it's an enchantment.
Yeah, it's one of the few cards that you would want to remove and you can't.
Yeah, it's the one you'd want to get rid of, probably.
So the Delver's flipped. So I mean,
well, one of them's flipped, but the other one's not. You can't really tell. You can't really tell because
this game, because they both look so bad.
One of them, the name is in like a blue box, and the other one is in like kind of like a lighter blue box. That's how you know.
That's neat. And you get those 2 lines from the vault foiling that just.
Oh, the Flip Delver has white for its name, and the one that hasn't flipped has black for its name.
Neat.
It's the color of font. That's what you want to look at.
Cool. We have an Icarid and a Cabal Therapy.
Yep.
No creatures coming back into play.
Yeah, these really have not been amazing dredges. He's hit almost every Putrid Imp in his deck as well as land.
Evilbeard, I've already taken one of the spellbook cards and I think I've improved it. If you want to jump on our Discord, it's in there somewhere.
What's our thought on spellbook cards? We actually talked about it a little bit in this stream. I love them. I personally think they're great. I didn't really love From the Vaults all that much, so seeing these come around instead, I'm a fan.
As long as the foiling on them is not the From the Vault foiling, yeah, they'll be better no matter what.
If Wizards doesn't know that everybody hates the From the Vault foiling by now, then I'd be really surprised. So yet they just kept doing it. So I don't know.
Woodruff says, "I've had enough." Oh, actually, he's just dead. So Terry gets game 1 with Delvers that just flipped. Right?
Yeah, they just flipped. Yeah, there was no skill involved. In other words, Terry very carefully navigated that game. Made sure nothing came off of dredges to, that mattered too much.
He controlled those dredges.
Well, the countering a breakthrough is huge.
And he stopped the dredge deck from doing anything.
Jerlo, Wizards takes public feedback into consideration? No, they're not very good at it, but if they don't know by now, then they're never going to know more. Pants. Oh, just saying that, this reminds me. So I have this little mobile app that I play, Jerlo, and it's I don't know if you've heard of Fire Emblem, but it's called Fire Emblem Heroes. It's like one of my favorite apps by a long shot, and they keep up with this app so well that they're updating weekly, and like they get feedback and they change it like immediately. I've never seen any like console game or anything like that. So I've been super impressed with it. And then you look at Wizards and it's just like dead opposite. Like everybody's giving them feedback and it's all the same. Yeah. It's all the same. Yeah. And Wizards is just like, I understand that you guys want this, but we don't. So we're not going to do it. Like,
so
it's so funny.
In this very different matchup, John has these cards that they're creatures that he's had to meticulously figure out a way to turn them from 1/1s into 3/2s.
So pretty much what you're telling me is that the Delver's flipped, so the game's over.
No, not at all. John has put in all of this effort and interesting things and created a situation where he was able to get these little tiny 1/1s into 3/2 flyers. Yeah. It must have taken a lot of skill.
It must have.
And it's really impressive what he's been able to do.
There is no way everybody in chat has a straight face about this too.
Josh on the other side has a search for Azcanta that's been flipped over. We found it, chat. If anybody has an emote they want to, now's the time.
I know we've been teasing, but seriously, Terry is a fantastic Magic player. like with all seriousness, I know that we've been teasing, but seriously, when we've watched him, he's on the ball all the time.
Yep, he's often doing very well.
Yes.
So Spell Pierce hits Counterbalance, and Josh chooses to not play it.
That's fine.
He wants to keep mana up for activation here. Wasteland's going to take out Search for Azcanta. So you guys are too late. You could have found it, but you didn't.
Yeah,
it's too late.
Too late.
Flips back over. We can immediately jump back over to the other match now.
Now that Azcanta's gone, we can.
Oh, not yet. They're still shuffling. Delvers are going to attack. 4, 6. 2 of them.
Yeah, so we saw swords got taken off of the Azcanta. So I would, one of these is probably not going to live much longer. Now whether or not he tries to force the issue now, I'm not sure. Lost #, lost it.
Nope.
I like it.
Could have found it.
Could have found it. Didn't find it.
Didn't find the little emote. Okay, we're gonna jump back over to Dredge quickly. Okay. Well, we get to see turn 1 here from Dredge. Often pretty exciting.
Yeah.
We got a Faithless Looting.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna draw 2 cards, and he's gonna put some number of cards in his graveyard. So Faithless Looting can be really great when you're dredging because the 2 draws you can dredge instead. He doesn't get to do this turn.
It is also one of the best things to be able to do on turn 1 from this deck. Like, you want to put dredgers into your graveyard.
Yep.
This isn't a deck that's trying to win on turn 1 typically, so doing this and setting up for future turns is huge. So this is a Golgari Thug, and I can't quite tell what the card under it is.
It probably has dredge though.
If anybody in chat knows, let us know.
It's not a creature, so it's bridge. It's not a bridge.
I think it's a Dread Return.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a Dread Return. So Cabal Therapy, Elish Norn. No, that wasn't Cabal Therapy. That was Icrid, huh?
Yeah.
Icrid, Elish Norn, Putrid Imp, Mana Confluence.
Land 2 with the actual ability to maybe activate it.
Oh, interesting. So is this the new?
This is a Silent Gravestone.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Thank you, Cameron. I did end up finding what card it was before I was told. That's all that matters to me. I need to make sure that I'm not 100% reliant on chat, but I'm glad other people know before me.
So this is the new artifact from Rick's.
Silent Stone is what you said?
Silent Gravestone, yeah. I believe so.
Yeah, so this is oh goodness.
It shuts down Deathrite Shaman hitting
Hardcore.
creatures. It shuts down Surgical Extraction.
Yep.
A lot of the graveyard hate. It doesn't get around Leyline of the Void, but Terry's not playing that.
This is a card that I really want to see against lands.
Mm.
Because like Life from the Loam can't target any lands. Kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, the graveyard hate can't host dredge. Now, does Bajukabog target their graveyard?
No, it targets a player.
Target player exiles their graveyard.
Yeah.
So they can still get like Bajukabog. I want to say Relic.
Uh-huh.
Relic still gets them.
Uh-huh.
But all the cards that target specific things.
It's pretty much Ground Seal, right?
It makes Deathrite Shaman a 1/2.
Mm-hmm.
You can't target your own graveyard either.
Yeah.
Cards in graveyards.
Ichrid attacking for 3. We missed a dredge there off of Faithless Looting. And he's stacking his graveyard so that the things that are in front there are keeping it in order.
Yeah, this is a deck that the graveyard order can absolutely matter.
Oh, he's one less life. He's at 16 here. I'll go correct.
Yeah, I think you do.
There's no life movement.
Yes, it does shut down Snapcaster, yeah. yeah. Jay Freezy, exactly. Snapcaster does get shut down by it as well. Not that that'll be too relevant in this matchup, but yes, it does. I've been playing a card that's very similar to Silent Gravestone. For some reason, the card is just like slipping my mind right now. Ground Seal, thank you. Yeah, Ground Seal. It's a one in a green. Has the same ability on it, but when it comes into play, you draw a card. It's an enchantment.
Yep.
Also very effective. Sometimes Storm will play it as well. But I think Storm would rather play Ground Seal due to the fact that it draws you a card. So this dredge hits 2 Cabal Therapy, 2 Breakthrough.
Terry's got an impressive number of things going on here. Young Pyromancer, he's getting the tokens ready. The Cats and Cantrip tokens. He might want to leave a Deathrite Shaman available to block in order to take out a Bridge from Below here in a little bit.
Yeah, guys, if you haven't checked out Cats and Cantrips tokens, they are absolutely fantastic.
Yes, Snapcaster is definitely played in Legacy.
Oh, yeah.
There's all sorts of decks that play several, anywhere from 1 to 4.
Yeah, typically they see play in more of a slow down like control strategy, like 4-color check pile or Miracles. Another deck that'll play them is Stoneforge decks.
Yep,
tend to play them.
And right now, because Grixis is so popular, the concept of a Source to Plowshares and a Snapcaster and a Source to Plowshares is really strong.
Yes. Yeah, I wouldn't even just say that Snapcaster is played in Legacy. I'd say Snapcaster is actually one of the best cards in Legacy. It's pretty darn close, at least.
There's a lot of decks that cut it entirely at some points for other things. There's definitely other options.
Yeah, there are moments where I look at it and I'm like, there is like no better card than that my opponent could have right now than a Snapcaster.
So it looks like Woodruff tries to pay for a Cabal Therapy, and Terry just spell pierces it.
Yep. Doesn't want him knowing what's going on.
Ponder. We're gonna resolve Ponder before the elemental token. Did I miss that? Or did he miss a Pyromancer token trigger?
He might have vocalized it. We'll see. I might grab another token here in a minute.
Yeah.
Or not. attack. This is 4,
Exactly
6,
9.
7, 9. Attacking for lethal. Not only that, but mana confluence would kill you even if it wasn't.
There's a token. Isn't it exactly 9?
4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's 8. It's 8. But
All right.
he looks at that and he's like, yeah,
Terry
we're
gets
done.
it. And he's
Dredge really didn't get to do
got...
its thing.
Yeah. It didn't happen. Well, I mean, Terry just... He had a Death Right, or a Delver in it. Flipped over. So.
And it flipped. Yep.
No, he played that well. It does feel, when you play against Dredge, it often feels like you kind of whiff or you miss the bullet, right? The bullet misses you, and you're able to have a game against it. Other times you feel like, wow, doesn't matter what I did, they comboed off pretty much.
Dredge is another one of those decks where if you don't know how the Dredge deck works, you're probably going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
You really need to know how the deck works to beat it. And Terry very clearly knowing what matters, what doesn't matter, you know, what's okay to be dredged, what's okay or what's not okay. Handled that pretty easily.
So it looks like Josh played Jace and upticked it, and John responded with a stifle. Counterbalance doesn't counter the stifle. This is kind of an interesting situation here. We're jumping into 6 to 8.
I don't think I've ever seen a Jace uptick try to get countered by a stifle.
Get stifled, yeah, right.
Maybe a brainstorm.
Not usually. Sometimes stifle can do something late game. It's often just this really weird delay that it doesn't actually improve your situation at all.
Yeah. This game looks pretty much over. I can't really see what John would have to clean this one up, unless, well, I guess, yeah, there's a swords. Mm-hmm.
He waits for the stifle.
You can have it.
He's got a swords in hand or a terminus.
6 mana for a terminus.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah, take that, Death Ray Shaman.
Yeah. Go to the bottom of the library already.
Luck skill, pay 4, and you don't have a Death Ray.
Luck skill, pay 4. We really do need to show up to this legacy event with Luck skill Death Ray shirts. I'm going to talk to Brian and see how fast we can have these created. Really, I'm not even messing around about that.
Jace ticks up to 9 and passes the turn. John has a Delver. Doesn't matter. It doesn't get countered.
Nope. Well, yes, it does.
Hard cast Force of Will, and scoops it up.
All right, we'll see if there's another game.
The way they were playing, it makes me think there's at least one more match here. They were playing pretty.
They go straight to their
pretty
sideboard.
efficiently.
I think that's 1-1.
I have no idea.
It
could be. It's probably not 3-3.
It's probably not 3-3.
I successfully last Friday got to go to a game 4. That was a good time.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. I was playing against Calvin, and I was on Grixis Delver with Price of Progress in my sideboard. And I was in a board state where initially Price of Progress was going to win me the game, and then I got behind, and so next turn he would attack for lethal, so I just said, yeah, Price of Progress, let's go to game 4. And then we ran out of time, and so we drew. So I'm a jerk.
Wow.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
But
Price
I went
of Progress
so I
gets
went
you the draw.
3-0-1. Right.
3-0-1. I think that's a pretty good record.
Yeah.
Especially when it was like a real draw.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome.
And I think if I had had about 2 more minutes of pre-turn time, I think I would have won game 4. But I'm not sure. Ran out of time.
Who can know? So, talking about these sleeves that Josh has, I've been using them.
Okay.
Because apparently Dragon Shield is amazing, and they've done some good things with their matte sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
They can actually put art on them that don't peel like all the Ultra Pro stuff.
Yeah.
I've been playing with them. They are, you know, I always played with matte sleeves, and now they have graphic matte sleeves.
They're a good time.
They're great.
They just need more
I like them a
card
lot.
art, right?
Yeah.
Need more images.
Yeah, more images would be good. I think it'd be really cool if they allowed you to customize them. I'm sure they would have to like filter through what's okay to put on their sleeves and what's not okay. But
and how where you get the artwork from.
You're right.
All right, we have 37 people in chat excited for this round 4 matchup between Miracles and Death Shadow.
Yep.
We get to see if Josh can successfully continue his undefeated streak. That's what everybody wants to know. I've had people messaging me all day long today saying,
Really?
is Josh going to continue his undefeated streak?
Is Josh going to make it happen?
I want to know. It might be 0-1, actually. I'm not sure if it's 1-1. I'm going to ask. I'm going to look since you guys are. You guys on game 2? Game 2. Josh is 1-0. Okay. They have some number of 23-ish minutes left to finish this match. Chat's being quiet.
Yeah, no.
It's round 4. Come on, chat.
Did like HC Fox and Jorgensen just fall asleep?
I think so.
And Captain QC?
I think so. I think they did.
What the heck?
There's Magic going to be played tomorrow day. I believe Brian and I are going to stream some Food Chain and possibly some Esper Mentor. That's tomorrow, 10 a.m.-ish. Depending on downtime, sometimes ends at 11, so sometimes it's a little skewy. But yeah, Mountain Standard Time, 10 a.m. Mountain Time.
Sweet.
So you guys can tune in and watch a grilled chicken Caesar salad.
Brian's been taking that pretty seriously. I will also this next week be doing streaming, and I'm probably mostly going to be playing Judd because I'd really like to make sure that I have my sideboard correct going to Seattle to Jund him out.
Sweet. Hey, it's a Delver. It flipped over.
Unless Brian convinces me to build Food Chain by that point.
Is that a thing?
I really like Food Chain. I don't know if I'd play it, but I would consider it.
Gataxian Probe Siebes, Brainstorm, Counterbalance, Flusterstorm, Snapcaster, Mage. Somebody was asking. A Portent and a Pyroblast, along with Tundra. John is going to write them down on his boogie board. And we're going to take a breath while he does that.
I guess so.
We're just going to hang out for a minute. Pyroblast would very nicely take care of this Delver, except Josh doesn't have any red mana. He has the ability to counter any instance of sorceries John plays, though. And if not, he can just Brainstorm, which is what he's going to do. Not really the best Brainstorm in the world, but it's going to work. He finds a source to Plowshares, and he's got some fetch lands. So he can go either way he wants here. He can just play his Tundra and Swords, or he can fetch and get a red source. He's going to Swords on upkeep. This is going to force John to use some mana on his turn. Spell Pierce is going to get Flusterstormed. And
yeah, Force isn't going to stop that. Well, I guess he could. Oh no, he could force the. He could force the swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can force the swords. Yeah, daze the swords.
Daze the swords. That'll work. And that's a pretty effective 2/2. Like if you used a force of will there, then you'd be down a whole card.
Right. Yeah, that was a good looking daze for sure.
And I don't think Josh is too worried. Like I was saying, he still has access to that Pyroblast.
Mm-hmm.
And John takes some more life damage there. He's not too worried about using up his life quickly against Miracles. Ooh. Delver number 2. All right, so here we have Pyroblast, Snapcaster Pyroblast. He can't do it all this turn, but
no, but he can play something like Counterbalance and try to take out this Insectile Aberration. I think Counterbalance is a pretty terrifying card to this Shadow deck.
Yeah. I wouldn't like seeing a Counterbalance come down, but John's probably feeling pretty good right now. I guess he knows Snapcaster plus Pyroblast, right? So he knows his stuff isn't long for the world.
Right.
It's going to lead off of a Portent. So maybe the counterbalance plan isn't happening, or maybe he's gonna.
This is important on his opponent. This is surprising to me.
So this sets up the Delver from not flipping.
Okay. Yep. Pyroblast is a deliberation. It will die. Yep, and he knows that this won't flip. Unless there's and actually a brainstorm won't make it happen. Or no, it can. Does he have an instant or sorcery in his? So he sees 2 lands and Death Shadow. Those were the cards that Josh was looking at with the portent.
Yeah. That's a next level type play, right? Where you use a portent to try and prevent a Delver from flipping. Maybe most Miracle players know that one, but
there's an Abrupt Decay. I'll get drawn. This is a there's an attack for 3.
All right, Josh goes down to 10.
Down to 11 goes John. John dealing himself a lot of damage. I mean, we don't often see these decks use, or legacy decks use Shocklands.
Right.
Most Death Shadow decks that I've seen online still have Underground Seas.
Mm-hmm.
They still have like a Bayou,
yep.
or a couple options that aren't Shocklands. It's usually like 2 Watery Grave and like another shock or something. You only go get the shock when you want to shock.
Yep.
But John's deck is all shocks. There are no duels in it.
So first Snapcaster Mage, Snapback Swords to take care of the Grimag Angler, and we know he has a second Snapcaster that he drew after that probe revealed everything.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh is going to take 1 more hit, unless John finds some counter magic. Hymn to Torok. That's a pretty strong play here.
Yeah, sure is.
Leaving some random chance involved here. Josh has a 1 in 3 chance. 4 goes away. Even odd. Brainstorm, counterbalance. Ooh, he keeps the Snapcaster.
He keeps the Snapcaster. Wow, that was really lucky. Down to 7.
Oh, he draws a Pyroblast off the top.
Pyroblast.
He's not worried.
Real good.
Okay, so and now we get to see Snapcaster beats, right? Like John's down to a what's he at? Is he at 14? Is that correct?
I thought he was at 11 before, but maybe he was looking for 14. Yep. Here's a Pyroblast. He goes, well, okay.
So now John needs a threat. He needs some death threats.
He saw a Death Shadow with that Brainstorm. We know it was there.
Mm-hmm.
The question is did he actually keep it? I want to say he did, and that's why he's shocking here.
Okay.
Is he's going to put himself to 11 so that he actually has a creature to play. The problem is he might not be able to make it bigger than a 2/2. Well, I guess the Snapcaster would probably attack. We'll see. It's Ponder.
This is kind of a fun spot. Miracles versus Death Shadow here, where they're both. Josh doesn't have a whole handful of cards. He's used up most of his graveyard interaction spells.
Look at this, and Engineered Explosives. Oh man.
But they're kind of trading resources back and forth, right? Like this EE is probably going to have to trade with just 1 Death Shadow.
I think Josh is pretty okay with that. You have no attack from Snapcaster Mage. The Ataxian Probe. This reveals Snapcaster. And he is paying the life, so this is going to make Death Shadow a 4/4.
All right, so now he gets to attack and engineer. Well, yeah, he gets to attack and engineer explosives. It gets to blow up.
I expect that to happen.
Yeah, Josh could flash out another Snapcaster and double block. I don't think that's happening.
No, he's just good. Okay, yeah. Make sure this gets blocked. All right. Blow that up on blocks. Makes sense.
So there's a Brainstorm, an Abrupt Decay, and one other card. It's going to change now as John brainstorms. Looking for a threat. You can't snapcast back engineered explosives.
No.
Obviously, bad choice for a sideboard card.
Yeah, terrible.
Doesn't really do what you want.
Why in the world would you play an engineered explosives?
Got me. I don't know. Just gonna take a look and see what cards Josh can snapcast back. There's a Pyroblast. There's 2 of them. And a bunch of other cards.
We're loony. I actually think we've been doing a really good job following this round 4.
Him
We
to
hit our loony stage back in round 3.
Him to Tark takes care of the Snapcaster Mage. Josh is out of cards, but it's 7-7 and he's got a 2-1 in play. Delver of Secrets.
Yeah. Captain QC had a chicken Caesar salad and now he's full.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand.
Yeah.
How can you be full after eating a chicken Caesar salad? Like, isn't the whole point of eating a chicken Caesar salad that you don't get full?
It must have been a big salad.
Maybe he ate a lot of chicken Caesar salad.
There you go. An attack for 2, and now these life totals are looking very, very similar.
Death Shadow goes to 5.
Oh, and there's an Abrupt Decay. That's probably one of the best cards he could have had. Or did he already have one?
I think he already had one.
Lots of chicken. There you go. So it was like a bunch of chicken, and then you just put like a couple leaves of lettuce on it, and you were just like, "Yep, it's a salad." is that exactly what happened, Captain Casey?
Yeah. All right, Josh is down to 3.
Yeah.
John has lethal on board. He's got an island in hand. Might as well use an Abrupt Decay.
And he's just got 2 lands. This is game. John's got it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do.
Quickly, they've got about 10 minutes left for game number 3. Drawing land there off the top for Josh didn't probably feel very good. Wait, Jurlo is coming in out of the side. He's coming out of the bullpen to come to Captain QC's defense on this chicken Caesar salad. I have not had a chicken Caesar salad from, say, Village Baker ever. Nope, can't say I've done that. Have you?
Actually, never heard of Village Baker.
Not actually sure the last time I had a chicken Caesar salad.
Me neither.
I've had a Caesar salad recently. It was good. It's tasty.
Some could make you full. Like force you to be full?
Mm-hmm. I guess.
And the solids could do that.
Maybe it has lots of croutons.
Those like ruined salads. Why would you want that thing? No, I've never heard of it. Then again, Jarlo. Keep in mind, I've lived in Farmington up until I started working here. I've only lived here for about 5 months.
I don't know what Village Baker is actually either. Is it a? Oh, there's one in Draper area. Sandy Draper.
I still consider myself pretty new to the area.
Okay.
Almost a full Roman lettuce in your salad.
Romaine.
Oh, ramen. Full.
It's a Caesar salad with Roman lettuce.
for a full.
He's missing an eye. It's okay.
Ramen.
It's okay.
Ramen.
All right. Josh is going to be on the play. Game 3. Ready, go. Fetch land down to 19. We should give them a time extension because they have to use these life totals.
I actually mentioned that to Brian when we got them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Romaine is how you say it. Yeah, because the language that you're typing and speaking is not English.
No, it's Canadian.
Romaine. There's an I. A-I-N. It's okay. It's okay, Captain QC. We won't, judge you too harshly.
We'll absolutely.
I will, but Kyra won't.
I'm usually good about not judging people harshly.
Here's a Ponder.
I just kind of judge people.
Ponder shuffles. Ponder draws an island. We get to see Kozilek's return. Whoa. Snapcaster Mage and 4 lands. Yeah.
Definitely a lot of land, but Kozlik's return is... It matters. Yeah, you speak Canadian, that's right.
Okay, so this is... Miracles can have a pretty quick game that could win in under 10 minutes. This hand doesn't really look like it's going to do that. I mean, it doesn't happen often.
I'm sorry. Captain Cusey just gives me the face palm. I'm like, I know that Canadian's not a language. I'm not an idiot. I've just been throwing a lot out at Canada today, okay? You have Bryce as a punching bag. What do I get? I get Canada.
Okay. Street Wraith. Gitaxian Probe. John's down to 12 on turn 1. That's a pretty effective life drain. He gets out of Death Right and a Ponder. The M10 and 12 version.
Yeah. Someone quote that. Oh, what I said?
or what Captain QC just said.
Oh.
I do take full responsibility for all the bad things. Yep. Because I voted for a presidential candidate, and my vote didn't matter one little tiny bit.
Yep. I'm glad you like that quote, Jarlo. I thought real hard about it.
Death Shadow comes out. Josh goes to 18. So this Death Shadow right now is a 4/4.
Yeah, it's got some size, that's for sure. And we've seen Josh's hand. It's not wonderful, but
it's out of Kozlik's return range is what this 4/4 is. Yeah, you have to do something silly to say Kyre. You can't put the tagline. You have to use the weird parentheses, right? I don't remember how to do it. Yeah, it shows it there around playing Mario Kart. You have to use those things. Brackets.
Yeah, I can't remember how to do it.
There you go. You did it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Monastery Mentor. That's a pretty decent draw. It's not fantastic along with Kozlik's return. How does that work? That it survives a K return,
yeah, it
right?
does. Prowess goes off first.
Yeah. So
unfortunately, the token ability does as well.
Yeah,
but I think that's a fine trade for him.
So we might see a Snapcaster on Ponder as a way to get a token out as a blocker.
Yeah.
And multiple blockers, especially if John is unable to lose more life. Oh, he lost more life.
Mm-hmm.
He lost more life. Oh, he's thinking about losing more life. He's contemplating losing life. Chat, there's almost some more. Oh, he's going to attack first before losing more life. Josh reaches for his life. Okay, and then now he's going to lose more life.
Yep.
Just like we had talked about earlier. He's going to fetch and shock. He's going to go down to
6. That seems
6.
That seems risky, doesn't it? Don't you feel like you could die on the swing back? Like
I feel like I could die on a swing back, and I'm not even playing.
Whoa.
That makes this Death Shadow a 7/7. Is that correct? Math's hard. 13 minus 6.
Yeah.
Okay. Do some quick calculus, and yeah. So Josh is going to go down to 11. I think Josh is in a fine spot. This mentor gives him a clock too, right?
He does. Interesting. He's just playing this into Clogan's command, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's another land draw for Josh. Not exactly what he wants to see right now. However, he can go Kozlik's return. Okay. Attack 3? Or is he going to attack first? This is fine.
Jay Freeze, you did it. You found the following button. Well done.
So
I'm proud of you.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I'm impressed.
Proud.
I'm impressed by that follower. All right, this is fascinating. John doesn't know every card in Josh's hand, but he knows several of them. Is he going to choose to block to not take damage? But that would make... Okay, what's the response here? We're going to eat something. So Josh is pretty much dead to more life loss from John's side of things, right?
So this is 3 damage coming across. That puts John to 3. So now he's got a 10-10 in play.
Yeah. The
now,
token lives.
Can he get rid of the token? Because I don't think Josh has a Swords of Plowshares.
Yep. Stubborn Denial eating the K command.
Great Weller, yeah, that's Magali's signature. If you see it up close, it's actually really pretty. Magali's done a lot of cards recently too. Like she's the one who did like format, the new Chandra Torch of Defiance, and yeah, there's a lot that she's been doing. If you go to the Gatherer, look up Magali, man, and all the signed cards are so pretty.
Josh is going to take some damage. Oh, no, he's not. Snapcaster is going to respond to all of that damage with this Deathrite Shaman. John's going to have to use his other Deathrite Shaman probably.
Yeah, as far as recent artists go, I agree, Jerlo. Easily one of the best, like, artists that's like making a lot of cards right now.
So we're stifling the Snapcaster trigger.
Okay.
And K command gets eaten, and a Deathrite blocked. Okay, that wasn't clear to me at first what was happening. So Monastery Switchboard, that was all in attack. Switchboard attack or Mentor attacked. Deathrite blocked. Deathrite 8 K command. Josh tried to Snapcast back K command. It got stifled.
We've got a Wasteland on the red source.
That's actually matters because Josh has a Terminus in hand.
He does.
He won't be able to hardcast.
He would have been able to cast that this next turn. Yep. And I think he's just got land in hand, so Josh actually has to draw action to keep this Death Shadow from hitting. He needs to get that token, right? No attack.
Oh, that's weird.
Definitely. Well, now he's gearing up for a Terminus next turn, and I think that favors Josh quite a bit. If it was to resolve.
If Delver flips, Josh loses, right?
Yes.
As long as there's another instant sorcery in the graveyard, which there's a stifle for sure. All right, here we got a Delver trigger. It is not an instant or sorcery.
Oh man, we got a game. Oh, okay, there is a Flusterstorm hanging out, but
in John's hand.
In Josh's.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's doing too much. Ah, that was brutal. He could have had the win right there. Josh is holding on by a thread.
All right, Josh's turn. He draws. He sees a Swords to Plowshares.
Do you Terminus here?
You can just yeah.
I think you do.
Yeah.
I think you have to.
Yeah, between you, or the choice would be then to swords the if you swords the Deathrite,
you up to 4.
You attack, and you don't have lethal. Yeah, you have to. I don't see what other play there is there.
I do think so. And the other land he has is a fetch, correct? Yeah, so he'd go down to 3.
Yeah. So he's effectively at 1 life. All right.
Wow.
So that should probably be timing the round.
Probably.
These players have a new digital timer that is pretty accurate, but it doesn't announce. I'm trying to figure it out, Captain QC. You can see that Josh is trying to figure it out as well here. That like the math almost works out, right? Because if he removes one of these blockers, he could potentially have lethal. But I don't think he does. Don't think it matters. I think no matter what he has to. So I guess you could attack and see how the blocks work out.
Wow.
Oh, Source of Plowshares gets Stubborn Denialed, and that gets Flusterstormed. He'd have to pay. He could have paid for it.
I think he could have.
You have to pay 2. That would turn off Deathrite Shaman activating though. All right, here's attacks. The Mentor is lethal. It has to be blocked.
I don't think he has a good attack. Really?
The Death Shadow is a 9/9.
9/9.
Oof. So what Josh might be doing here is he might be trying to bait John into blocking with Deathrite Shaman as a way to get that threat off the board, and then he could block for a few more turns, or at least one more turn. All right, so he loses Mentor. He takes 2 damage. John goes down to 2, and he's going to deal Josh 2 damage. Josh is at 3. All right, so Josh has lands and a Terminus, and he can't fetch to pay for it now. Another Stubborn Denial from John. That's rough.
Prowess is what matters, though, right? Josh needs a non-creature spell to force through lethal.
Yeah.
Or is there a creature in the graveyard that Deathrite could gain a couple life?
There is at least one creature in the graveyard. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Yeah,
as long as John gets out another creature, though. All right, here we go. We're on turns. Turn 1.
Yeah, I think Josh should have Terminus.
Well, it would have been Stubborn Denial as well.
There was a Stubborn. That's
the swords got stubborn, so that actually would have been just as similar situation. All right, Death Shadow attacks him to Torok.
This hits pretty much nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Land and Terminus. All right, here we go.
Is it a Brainstorm? Oh my goodness, it is a Brainstorm.
He sees a Council's Judgment, a Swords to Plowshares, and a Search for Azcanta.
Wow.
He gets the Council's Judgment.
Prowess.
Yep. He gets to take out the blocker. It gets around a removal spell if John's sitting on a Fatal Push or something.
I think John has a fetch line in hand.
And I think John was planning on.
So he's explaining to his opponent, it has to resolve, and then we vote.
Yeah.
This is game.
Yeah, he didn't leave up green mana to gain life anyway.
I think he could have as well.
All right, Josh goes down to 1 life, and then Council Judgment is resolving. He's going to choose. It doesn't matter now.
Yep. Attack for 4.
Whoa! That was about as close as it gets.
I guess that was an attack for 5, huh?
John could have Gut Shot.
He could have had Gut Shot.
Why didn't he have Gut Shot? Captain QC seeing all the lines,
Seriously.
even the ones that don't exist.
Yep, even those ones. Look at that. Josh gets there. So Josh had to fade a Delver flipping.
Uh-huh.
And he goes to 1 life at the very end. Oh,
okay.
Man.
And he found a non-creature spell off the top, which was likely after seeing all of those lands.
He's on a tear. You can't stop a person on a tear.
No. That was a pretty awesome end to some Tuesday Night Legacy right there. Gut shot wouldn't have worked. He wouldn't have been able to pay for it. Captain QZ, wrong.
Idiot. All right, guys. Well, it looks like yeah, would have been.
No, he would have had to.
You have to pay the life
Yeah,
first.
yep.
Yeah. You have to pay the life to play it. Well, that's gonna wrap things up. Miracles won our tournament. It happens.
Yeah, it did.
We had 22 people tonight.
Josh is still undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
He was at 2. He could pay. You're right, and then he'd be dead before it resolves.
Yep, it'd be on the stack.
That was some pretty fun Magic, even though we got to see a lot of lands.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Lands. We had 22 players, and we saw 6 of them. Right.
Something we're working on. Something we need to fix.
Let's see. We have Magic this Friday.
We do.
Friday Night Magic, and I will be back here tomorrow morning along with Brian. We're going to play some Food Chain, probably pretty well, and some Esper Mentor, probably mediocrely.
Yeah,
it'll be great.
Works.
It'll be great.
For sure.
Yep. As always, thanks for joining us, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Hell yes.